No, I can hear you. I just muted to Discord.
No, you're good. I forgot you were streaming. It looked like you were talking to me.
Maybe he was talking to you. Oh god, I gotta adjust the camera. I moved my desk. Hi guys, how's everybody doing? I'm not gonna stand like that the whole time.
Okay, there we go. What's up, Turtlebot?
Why is the quality at 160p?
I don't know. What did you do? What did you do? Why'd you break things?
Know.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome to the show.
Yo, what's up?
First episode of Kdog After Dark on Twitch. I feel like, am I angled? Hold on.
Twitch TV. KdogAfterDark. Misty, what's up?
There we go. I think that'll work. That'll work because I'll be moving around a lot. How's it going, Misty? Oh, it's no, because that's focused on my chest. I forgot how. That should be better. There we go. All right. I mean, I know you guys want to like stare at my chest, but that's just kind of awkward. I don't have my shirt unbuttoned enough. Yeah, I need to like do this if I'm gonna do that. All right. So everybody, welcome back to first episode Kdog After Dark on Twitch. Tonight, of course, we have Undercard and Descyple with us. You guys know them. You love them both. Co-hosts that have been on the show plenty of times. I asked them to kind of be back on the show for the first episode back since we've made our move over here, just since they're very familiar with it. And then we can kind of iron out any kinks that might represent themselves since we're switching over to Twitch. Undercard, I think I have both of them. Hold on, wait, did I add hold on, let's see if this works. Did that work? Hold on. Nope, I don't think anything popped up. Wait. Why is that not running?
I mean,
the command is currently in cooldown. It's supposed to like throw up. I don't know. Weird. Hold on. I don't know why it's in. Oh wait, maybe it did the other one. Maybe it's linked to the wrong one. It's supposed to shout out both of them. I gotta change it manually, which is a pain in the ass every week because I can't use the co-stream feature anymore because we're not doing a co-stream.
Because we're not partners.
Yeah, because we're not partners. Maybe one day down the road we'll be able to do that kind of thing.
Undercard, it's up to you, buddy.
Yeah, you're the biggest of us right now. I gotta open your chat too.
Wait, what do I gotta do?
You gotta get partners so we can.
Oh yeah.
So
we can do this again, but yeah, we can do the squad.
Give me till tomorrow.
Yeah, got it.
Until
Bet.
tomorrow.
Bet.
Yeah. Wow.
So guys.
All
right, hold on.
Make it midnight.
Hold on. Let me pop out your chat, so that way I can see if anybody says anything on your side as well. Because I can't have all the chats together anymore, you know. Hold on.
You never know what you have until it's gone.
Yep. All right, hold on. There's that. There's that. Well, there were reasons I did like the co-stream in that before, you know.
Yeah.
Oh no, I totally get it.
Oh,
all right, I got you both up, big screen, side by side.
All right. I think I got it too. Because also, now that we're on Twitch, I'm not going to be switching from this scene really at all because unless there's something that I could just like show like a picture-wise bigger. But I'm not going to be showing any videos or anything like that because I don't even feel like running the risk of violating copyrights and shit like that, even though...
I thought you could though, like
so
as
there
long as
is,
it's on YouTube.
yeah, it's YouTube. Like you can, but adding your own commentary, like I just.
It's one of those gray areas that we're still learning.
Yeah, well, it's gray area, and I even reached out to like support and things like that. Like you can do it, but pretty much what support said back to me was, you know, we can't tell you whether it would be allowed or not allowed till after it happened. It got reported.
They can't. Yeah, they can't give you legal.
Yeah,
advice.
exactly. Well, yeah, that's the thing. I was just asking if it was against their terms of service because I didn't see it strictly, so it wasn't like.
No, it's not.
Yeah. So
it's not against their terms of service. I did a fair amount of research because back when we were on Mixer and we were going through the same thing, What is that shirt? I found this at Goodwill.
Goodwill, yeah, that's a Goodwill shirt.
It said,
I was gonna wear mine too.
It said partner on it. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what that is.
That's weird.
Yeah, no, like I looked into it too. You know.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was saying, like, it's just right now, especially with getting set up, it's just a gray area that I'd rather not add the possibility of getting, you know, copyright and shit like that at the beginning.
You're never gonna. I mean, even if someone wanted to be a dick, I mean, they're not gonna win.
Yeah. I want to get a little more established before we get back into it. You know, I think is kind of the main thing going, because I don't want to have to deal with, you know, them going, oh, you know, this small guy is just talking or like pulling this up or whatever. But no, I agree that I'm 80% sure we would be okay. It's something that I don't want to fight right now if it were to come up, if that makes sense. There's other battles I'm trying to deal with right now. Oh.
Yeah. So you got so much going on. Why add another to the potential plate?
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. First sip of wine. Nothing like going from coffee to wine. Really just brings out the stomach ache. I had some water in between.
10 minutes ago, I had a cup of coffee.
Yeah, I know. While we were getting set up, it's like, all right. So yeah, obviously, guys, I thank you everybody who is here already. You guys are familiar with the show because everybody who's here has been around. Oh, hold on. Let me fix this really quick. And everybody on Undercard side as well. Yeah, see, that's what
I just realized you got to change my socials too.
Did all of them change? I thought just your
Twitter and Instagram.
Oh, god damn it. I didn't know those changed too. I changed, if you look, I changed the Twitch.
Did you?
I did, yeah. I changed the Twitch. I knew the.
Yeah, no, fine.
You did.
Yeah.
Why? You guys want to know? Just ask.
Fine. For some odd reason, the
mine didn't change at all.
So my command thing doesn't work, but it's there. Because it's not showing up as an option in Stream Deck. I probably would have had to like restart it or something like that. All right, so I just won't hit that button, but it should pop up. Exclamation point guess. It'll show who's all there. Which you guys know, but I was just trying to make it work actually correct. So yeah, hold on. Before I forget, let me add onto my little list that I need to change Undercard socials also. Fucking A. Gosh damn it.
I know.
Webshow. Hold on. To do. Here we go.
Give us a year, Chad.
Undercard socials. Well, luckily, this is a little bit more... This first stream back, like, there's a couple topics we'll go over and all that kind of stuff, but this is more a getting back into the feel of it stream, a web show for me a little bit. That's why I'm kind of keeping it limited, just kind of getting back in the swing of doing the research, because you know, I did put a lot into this web show every week, and then, you know, I've been blah and dealing with stuff either way. So getting back in the mindset of doing this, you know, getting my research done, getting, you know, the articles, getting it set up, getting all the graphics, all that. So it's not something I just like throw together on a Discord call, as you guys see. So it's just getting back in the habit of doing that, you know, and this is kind of easing my way back in a little bit with guys that I know and love, and they're like, whatever, we can sit here and talk because we've done this 17,000 times before. So it works, rather than having somebody new who is like, wow, this is a shit show. What is going on? You know, I have somebody who's never been on the show before. They're going to be like, what the fuck? I'm never coming back on this thing ever again, you know? All right. Undercard socials is linked there. For anybody, we'll be talking about it all night, of course. For anybody who's out there, if we don't respond to you, of course, Undercard can give this speech. He normally mutes me when he does this. But anybody who is out there, if we don't respond to you, we love you. Long time. It is just that we're doing the web show, so we normally don't like to cut each other off. We might type in chat, etc., to respond to you guys. But if we don't talk over each other, that's why. We still see the chats. We still love you, promise. But yeah, we'll be keeping going with the show and just kind of touch back. Of course, there is the section in the Discord does have all of the links of things that we're going to be talking about, like the videos and things like that throughout the show. And of course, any questions or anything like that of things that we don't broach or don't get time to cover in chat, you can post in there. That being said, let's just start with the topic that everybody's been talking about just a little bit. Just kind of like you're talking about it a little bit before the web show. All web shows, unfortunately, a little bit are kind of doing this right now, but I think we all have our own little take. just like Twitch, obviously this is the first show since coming over from Mixer. How have you guys been liking it? You know, likes, dislikes, is Twitch the new home? Are you still thinking Facebook a little bit? Are we, you know, YouTube, D Live? I mean, you know, get that partnership with D Live. You know what?
Trovo.
Yeah, Trovo. What was the fake one that what's his face made?
I'm waiting on Brian.
I'm waiting on Brian.
Yeah.
I'm holding out for my partnership with
yeah,
Brian.
yeah.
Go ahead, UC.
Oh,
start it off here, brother.
how am I liking it over here? Well, how do I put this?
You don't have to be nice. I already was nice once tonight.
It doesn't feel like home because we all have a pretty good idea of what home feels like due to the last couple years, I'd say. But I will say it feels like what we should have already had. We're just not used to it because it is a different platform. But I do know, like, in the back of my mind, we have the tools that we have needed for a long time. And I think we have a lot of opportunity over here, but I think we're still in that kind of like phase of that transition. I mean, it's only been less than 30 days, you know, so like I'm still in that. I mean, I'm past the part of like mourning what happened, but I'm still in that phase of like, is this where it starts again and we just go and do the best we can? And I think at some point after maybe another month or so, it'll start to feel more like home, because I mean, I think our idea of home is like Mixer, and that's why we love Mixer, because everybody's really close. It's a smaller platform. It's almost like a neighborhood, you know,
small town to a big city type of thing is kind of what you're saying.
Now we're in this big city where, I mean, I could browse for hours and just see content, and it's just like, it's not the same like when you peruse Mixer, you know, you go to the browse tab of Mixer and you're just like, oh look, it's, you know, like within seconds. Yeah. And now you're like perusing so much content, so many creators, and this is honestly why I kind of, and I'm not afraid to say this, because like when I first was on Twitch, I was worried it was a little oversaturated, and I wanted to go somewhere with a platform that I can grow with it, which is why I did come to Mixer. But as much as you want to feel it's oversaturated, which it probably is, at the same time, like if your content speaks for itself and you put enough work and grind in, all that matters is how many eyes you have the opportunity to come and find you. And if that means 1 at a time or 10 at a time, then it's important. And I think on Twitch, we have a very large audience that can find us. It's just our responsibility to make sure our content speaks volume to that 1 or 10 person that's stopping in. And I think on Mixer, you know, there's a lot of things on Mixer that that I won't like bring up, but I mean, we just know what was kind of going on and how things were kind of, let's say, skewed, if you will. You know, I think now it's more so we're going to have more realistic idea of like what our content actually is doing, you know, and how well it's doing without questioning it, if you will. I mean, Mixer was nice where a lot of the numbers look good, but, you know, we would see things like that report that came out, right? And we're like, what? Like, I feel like I'm doing good, you know what I mean? Like, but our platform isn't. It's just almost non-existent. Right. And now it's like, you know, I think it might, even though over the next month or two, well, I mean, not even. I think everybody's doing a lot better over here so far. I mean, maybe like some are doing better than others, but I mean, I'm not afraid to say, like, I've already passed my sub count that I had on Mixer. And I mean, I know that's a lot of people showing love, but I also don't doubt the ability that I can do better in a shorter period of time than I could on Mixer due to audience size. And I think it's just my responsibility to somehow amplify that. And I take another year like it took me on Mixer to become a partner, but I mean, shit, what is this business if we're not in it to do the hard work? You know, if it was easy, everybody would do it.
Grind.
I mean, that was Mixer was, you know, it was easy, so everybody was doing it, you know, and you had more people streaming than watching, which is something that we talked about, you know, multiple times. I know me and D had that conversation multiple times.
Oh, yeah.
I even said earlier tonight when I was on Jade's, and that you know, I've been having, as a couple of us have talked, you know, my transition has not been great. I mean, mind you, I've only had 3 streams since my button dropped, so I'm keeping that in mind, essentially. But, you know, it's like my sub count is an 1/8 of what it was on Mixer, so, you know, I'm waiting to, you know, get that back. And I know in the long run, it will be better. And I know logically, in the long run, it will be better. But, like, right now, it's like, I'm just looking at it, and I'm like, I have 29 subs. You know, and that's just all one thing.
Days ago,
yeah.
Right? Like it's gonna bother you regardless.
Yeah. Compared to less than a month ago.
This happened. I mean, the one thing is, we had a moment there where it was like, it just everything hurt. But I mean, the one thing I have noticed is in this business, in this industry, like you don't have time to worry about the things you can't control, but you do have time to control the things you can control, and that's I think what our energy should go into. I mean, it's not like things aren't gonna bother me. I have to get a grasp on what I can control and what I can work on and go from there, because if I don't do that, then I'm letting myself down. I'm letting down the community I have built,
Also, the alternative to this is what, quitting?
Yeah.
And I mean, how much effort have we put in at this point?
Or not even quitting, actually just dialing it back so much because of how bummed you are to where it's almost borderline.
And that's I just took a week, almost a full week off, and I don't know that I'm 100% back yet, but that's why like I'm doing like this kind of episode tonight where it's just me with my friends doing this web show, just kind of getting back into just doing it to do it, which I'm still somewhat in the mindset of feel like I'm forced to do it, partly because I put so much time in, and it's like I'm not going to give up, so it's like fuck, I feel like I'm obligated to at least do it. But like you said, it's that logical.
You are obligated
yeah,
to freaking do it, man.
I've dropped way too much money and time into this motherfucker.
I mean, honestly, you are. We all are at this point, because otherwise you are making a huge commitment to quit and just to give up on this dream. To give up on being an influencer, being a content creator, regardless of the size.
I mean, that's a perspective too. I have that same mindset where it's like, this is ever since I fell in love with it, it's something I want to achieve. But there's also other things that I've learned along the way that kind of like I've realized that, like, and this goes for all three of us, like we're all grown-ass adults and we'll do whatever it takes for us to survive. But I do know that doing this and meeting the people I meet, no matter what, is something I will do at some period of the day because of how much I enjoy it and being involved in it, So if it means me doing this for 3 hours a day, but being a regular job adult person, you'll still catch me here doing KdogAfterDark for 3 hours because I enjoy doing this and I have fun doing it, and I enjoy meeting people and talking about these things and gaming with each other. So it's like there's that influencer thing like Descyple's talking about, like growing that, but there's also the other part that I'm not going to let die, which is how much I love this, and do it. And that's kind of what I mean. I think some of us probably just enjoyed that in the first place, but then it started growing and growing and growing, and then business mindset kicks in too.
Yeah, you gotta balance it,
Yeah, you gotta balance it, and it goes all over the place. And I mean, but I think we can't lose sight of just the fact of why we enjoy doing this too.
And that's why you take a break every once in a while, like I did. And that's why, like, this was my favorite part, so it's like
absolutely. But breaks do kill your streaming career.
Yeah, exactly. It's like how
you have to know that.
Yeah. How much can you take a break?
A maximum of a week. After that,
you got to be willing to take that hit.
There was this guy started with a K.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing. It's like I know I can't. I took like last week off. It's like, okay, I can't take any more than that off. I gotta get back and start doing the grindy thing and all that kind of fun stuff. Something I did say earlier tonight as well, and D can talk a little bit more in depth on his opinion, but I think we're coming over also with a mindset that's a little bit different. You look at all of us who easily got affiliate, and that's not something that a lot of people easily do, because we're coming over with at least pre-built communities, mindset, content, our brands and everything like that. And looking at the affiliate requirements, it's like, what, you have to average like 3 viewers or something like that. And we're, I think, and me especially, I know I looked at it and I was just like, that's it. That's all I have to do to get monetization. Everything else, like,
it was very hard for me to get, because I started on Twitch. I got affiliate before I came to Mixer. And I had absolutely nothing established when I first was on Twitch. So that affiliate was actually, I mean, I looked at it too, and I was like,
that's
oh,
the
that's
thing.
Nice, but it was actually pretty hard.
Compared to people that just start from nothing, compared to those people who are at the bottom of these categories with those 2 million eyes, and nobody's watching them. Like, we're coming in at a good place, and you gotta keep that in mind as well, because that was really, easy for us. We do have those communities. So it's, logically, I think we could all agree it's definitely better and will be better. It's just getting there emotionally.
I mean, it's just a huge transition. I mean, we're all just, I don't know. It's just crazy to think like where we were and it's gonna be harder to look back on things.
Undercard finally got his partnership, and
yeah, like
what, you were like a month and a half, 2 months of partner.
Yeah, I think it was two full, maybe 2.5 months. Yeah,
I just had my partner anniversary.
Yeah,
and then 2 weeks later, everything shut down. So
yeah. Yep. I was about to say something else, but I don't remember. Descyple, you know, obviously you've been jumping in. What about you? You've obviously been enjoying marbles on stream, which is something that you didn't do. Every time I open him up, he's like, I just spent 17 hours on, you know, marbles on stream.
And I was just saying in chat, but I really did. I bought a hairy ball skin for the stream today, so look out for that.
Nice.
That game is super fun, and yeah, I screen balls all the time, and I make a lot of innuendos. It's a perfect game for Kdog, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, I'll probably try it. You know. I still have yet to get into it.
Made a good point. It's good for giveaways too.
That's exactly what I'm going to use it for. So because I'm not really using Pixel Chat anymore, I've transitioned to Streamlabs, or I'll go to Stream Labels, and then for giveaways, man, it's whoever wins in marbles.
Yeah.
It's RNG anyways.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, and it's a little bit more exciting. I like that.
Yeah.
You put in, you know, the names. If you're, you know, I could do that for my sub giveaways at the end of every month instead of just doing a random draw. I actually do it on stream. Be like, all right, here's
it's fun.
Here's the 10 people.
It is fun.
So
but as far as the transition, so I'll say that I really felt depressed about everything. You know, it hit me hard, especially, you know, I already, you know, like a lot of us, I lost my job.
Yeah, I think all of us did, back. You know, like all of us are out of work.
Right.
So.
Right, and you know, I went from making a lot of money to making very little money, and then I was like, well, I have Mixer, and then that happened, so that was like, you know, I was just recovering from a huge kick in the balls, and then I got re-kicked in the balls by a donkey. So you know, to me, it really hurt emotionally, but as emotions are, it's like you get over it. You know, I had good friends to talk to, and you know, my community followed me, and right now I'm like, you know, 3 away from my top at Mixer.
Nice.
I mean, to me, that's amazing. You know, I know that a lot of them are gifted subs, but it doesn't matter to me.
Nah, it doesn't. Yeah, gifts work. They actually work over here, you know, which is nice.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that actually work over here, you know.
Yeah. Right. The bits, like, you know, a lot of people increase their bits to a minimum of like 10. It's like, I don't care. Spam 1 cent bits in my chat. I don't care.
Yeah, I don't care. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it definitely helps. What's up, guys? So yeah, I mean, we'll be talking throughout about that kind of thing and references there, but we can get actually into the core of the show, the little bit of news things. Not as much, like I said, because it's kind of a getting back into the swing of things type of episode. I'm in the wrong profile here on my stream deck because I was trying to mess with it. All right, there we go. So first things first, of course, this past week we did have Ubisoft. Is it Ubisoft or Ubisoft? What do you call it?
What it's not. Splinter Cell.
I saw your post about that.
I call it both.
Yeah, Ubisoft.
I call it Ubisoft.
The people who made Watch Dogs and fucking Division, like that's all I think of and all that. So so that was this past weekend. 4 major highlights of it. Of course, we're not gonna watch like all the videos. Like I said, I don't feel like fighting that or even possibility of fighting that right now, but I have all the links in the Discord. So Ubisoft, get it. But all those. So of course, Ubisoft Forward past week.
I just got that.
And the last marble finally gets to the end of the track.
Read chat.
So yeah, of course, you know, despite one of the things that they did say about the Ubisoft Forward event is that it was all pre-recorded, so they did come out with a statement as well, because they're like, you know, Mixer, even before they tossed it to the side, had a lot of sexual misconduct allegations and things like that coming out of with like 4 top execs actually leaving or, you know, getting suspended, et cetera, because of that. So they did come out with a statement about that, saying that, you know, a lot of those people are gone, but all this during the event was all pre-recorded. So that wasn't addressed during the event, but because of that. The event itself, though, The couple big things, one of them, Far Cry 6 world premiere trailer actually came out. If you guys haven't seen it, like I said, it's linked in the Discord. Pretty much tropical island. I don't know if it's supposed to be in the Caribbean, right? It's called Yara. It's pretty much Cuba. If you watch the video, it's Cuba. Let's just call it what it is. It's Cuba without being Cuba. Tropical Island.
The Crazy Chicken. Isn't that's the owner of the Crazy Chicken from that TV show?
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
is that? Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I never watched Breaking Bad. So that's what I was gonna say. So he's actually one of the cool things about this. Giancarlo Esposito, I think is how you say his name. He actually he was on Breaking Bad. So a lot of people, I never watched it, but a lot of people did watch that show. And this is one of the big things about it is this is actually kind of the first time that somebody in a movie or TV series has almost kind of like, not really reprised their role, but is a villain now in a game. Like, we're getting to the point really over these last couple of years with a lot of these games really having the motion capture and really bringing actual actors into games. You know, looking back what the last Call of Duty before this one that had not Kevin Costner, the other one, but he was the bad guy that owned the advanced the military that ended up like going bad or whatever. The military firm, the private military firm. I'm trying to remember what his name was that was in that. But either way, I digress. But actors actually being portrayed into video games. I'll think about it here in a minute. But, you know, actors actually being portrayed. So he's actually in this as kind of the despot in Cuba. It's called Yara. But, yeah. So, release date, February 18th on everything. 2021. All across the board. The trailer itself, huge. It's a cinematic storyline trailer. Huge imagery, kind of referring to dictatorship and the point of view of denying freedoms and like fighting back against those freedoms. If you guys aren't familiar with Far Cry, normally you're trying to stay alive and, you know, de-establish some evil regime. Long story, very short. Did either of you guys watch any of the Ubisoft thing as we're going into it, or am I just gonna like talk?
Yeah,
I don't know. Okay.
I think I was gonna actually wake up and watch like the stream because I'm one of those people that will do that, but I'm not gonna lie, I slept. So then I woke up and scrolled through my YouTube and I watched Far Cry 6. I checked out the Hyperscape stuff. I think I saw shit. What else did I see? Something else. Honestly, I don't know. Like I think, you know, like sometimes they do these live stream things and you scroll through your YouTube feed after and you either see some good stuff or you just see enough that you're like, this wasn't that great of a show.
I've gotten to the point where I will not watch the live streams of these things because I can find an article that has the videos and the snippets that I want the day after.
And there's more detail.
Yeah, and exactly.
Too,
rather than spending an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours watching this, my time is more valuable. You know, I
will watch them. Like example being, I'm gonna watch the Xbox one. I'm probably gonna live stream and watch it but that one hits different because it's Xbox. It's got Halo
your ex-girlfriend, you know, pretty much. You got to watch and see how she's doing.
Yeah, like there's certain streams like let me put it this way. There's certain streams of whatever developers, companies that I expect to see a good show. Ubisoft announces they're doing their thing. I'm like, all right, well, I was like, I hope it's good. Hope you announce Splinter Cell. We'll
they didn't.
But like Xbox, I gotta see. Like I watched the PlayStation one. That one was, you know, yeah, they didn't. I just want to make that known, chat. They still didn't. Announce Splinter Cell.
I just remember how big Splinter Cell was. Like I just remember the first game. I will kiss
Phil Spencer on the mouth if there's a Splinter Cell World Premiere at the Xbox thing.
Dude, like, does anybody else, like, before we get too far off topic of Far Cry, but like the first Splinter Cell Undercard, were you one of those people that was so amazed with the graphics, like you'd run back and forth between like the like paneling or like curtains and shit because they were actually like interactive around you? Like that was like blew my mind because the interactivity just with like environment and shit. Like I just walked back and forth through like this curtain thing. I don't know, it was weird. I was so excited. Ooh.
430 million. Ooh.
But pretty much like
Splinter Cell is life, and it will continue to be life once they get their head out of their ass and satisfy my bloodlust.
Splinter Cell was
theory,
but they incorporated Sam Fisher into whatever.
They got him somewhere in an office somewhere. They're whipping him. They're like
they had him in the other game that just came out.
100%.
They're D, what was the game? And because I played it a little bit with Shredder, And that, what was it? Their military game that just came out. Ubisoft.
Ghost Recon?
Yeah, the Wildlands, or whichever one was the recent one. Yeah.
Oh, that one that I crashed us in the helicopter?
Yes. Yeah, that one. Yes.
Oh, God.
Yeah, when we played it at, whatchamacallit. Yeah, exactly, that one. Well, he was DLC in that.
In there. He's in both of them. Yep. He's in the Wildlands, and he's in Breakpoint, the new one.
That was a low in my career.
They got him doing voice stuff, and they ain't doing something bigger behind the scenes. Like there's no way.
I hope so. The best thing about that, to digress, I don't know if everybody's heard this story, was when we were actually at West and we were playing this demo for it, and it was me, Descyple, and was it Shredder? Who else was it? Who was the third? Who else was it? Was it Shredder or who were we with? Hufo.
Yeah,
it was Hugh. So it was me, Descyple, and Hugh at the demo there at PAX Westport, and then a random fourth guy who just was not feeling being talkative. You're playing with the team, whatever. He was just literally the definition of like a neckbeard that was just there to play the game. And just like we were just having fun, having a good time, but also like, you know, playing the demo. And this guy, like, especially when Descyple crashed the helicopter, he was not about it at all. This guy, like, didn't even look at, like, he was pissed. He was so pissed. Like, Descyple accidentally crashes it. This guy, like, storms out of the fucking demo booth as soon as it's done.
We were memeing out hardcore. Like, we were driving, we were just being absolute idiots. And especially me, because I was having fun. I was talking like I was streaming, sitting there.
Yeah,
like,
we were streaming
oh my God,
while
guys,
playing
it. Over here, like we were all like being animated and being dumbasses all together, like, you know, teenagers.
He wasn't having it.
Yeah, no, he was not having it at all. He was not expecting 3 influencers to be in the demo with him, and it was just like, he like stormed out of the demo booth afterwards. It was great. It was great. It was like, wow, D, you really pissed that guy off.
I really did.
I don't know. Undercard, is there a new Splinter Cell announced?
Yeah, I don't know. Is there, Kdog?
I don't have it in my notes anywhere.
They're just,
I heard they were gonna announce it, but
here's my theory. Well, it's not a theory. It's a wish. Sorry. See, like Xbox sometimes likes to pull little tricks out of their bag. They like to kick some money somewhere and go, "Hey, we want a world premiere. You want to give us that world premiere?" I know you didn't announce it at your literal very own developer conference live stream, but we want to announce it at Xbox.
I mean, you know, that could be.
They could have pre-negotiated that.
Because also you figure they had enough announcements of their own at their own thing. You know, where you got the 4 big ones here. They could have been like.
That's not a bad theory.
Yeah,
I have
actually.
To say.
JoJo's like, is there a new Splinter Cell, like a remake or a new? JoJo, there isn't, but I will do everything in my power.
Yeah, he's wanting to do naughty things to Phil Spencer to get him to announce it.
If Phil Spencer announces a new Splinter Cell at the Xbox the day after Mixer's death, I'll be good.
Do we think they're gonna at least hold like a moment of silence? You know, like after, like the day after, just like at the Microsoft, the Xbox thing, just a moment of silence for Mixer, like anything at all, or do you think they're just gonna be like, hey?
No, they're not.
I know.
No, they're not even gonna acknowledge it.
They're not gonna even acknowledge it.
Nope.
Unless he gets on stage and goes, to all the Mixer partners, we are so sorry. We'll be sending you all a Series X when they release.
Oh, please.
That'd be pretty dope.
That would be great.
Threesome?
Because at this point, I'm not sure I'm going to be able to...
I can't afford that motherfucker. Back on...
JoJo, me and you, Phil Spencer, you get the top, I get the bottom.
Wow.
Which way is everybody in this scenario, though? Those bottom 2 could go...
I don't want to imagine it.
I say this could go...
Don't imagine it. Just imagine a new Splinter Cell.
There's going to be something splintering right there a little bit. One of the 2 is going to be splintering something. Anyways, Ubisoft, Far Cry. I personally... I don't know. Like, I've liked Far Cry's, but there's some people that are really love Far Cry. Some people that have never played them. What are you guys excited for Far Cry? Yes, no, maybe?
Honestly, not really. I'm gonna be honest.
For me,
I think Far Cry's are cool.
It's a pass for me. It's a hard pass. The series is not that appealing.
Ever since
it's nothing that draws me. The storyline just isn't there. It's generic to me.
I think they're cool. And I like how you were talking about how like actors, like the villain is somebody I know. It's an actor. It's cool. Like I dig it, but it's like I don't think I've actually had like a very much a blast with Far Cry all the way since Far Cry. I think Predator. Is it Predator or I don't know. One of the ones where like in the multiplayer mode you could like game like the Predator and you'd run around and you'd kill your friends. And then the only other one I mildly like was the one. Had to have been Far Cry 2. It was like when I think it was in Africa and it was the first time they implemented like the fire effects. Like when something caught on fire, like everything caught on fire, and it was like super detailed and like all this stuff, and like those mechanics being introduced is what I liked about it. But now we're getting down the line, and here we are at Far Cry 6. Like you're gonna get shot in the chest, and then you're gonna go and do some animation where you pop your finger back in place, and then go running down the street and take out 4 other mercenary thresholds, and then you know what I mean? Like it's just the same kind of thing. But I don't know. I'll be interested to see what it looks like.
I'll probably like check if somebody else is playing it. I think I kind of feel the same way. Like I might hang out and like watch them play it for a little bit and like see. But to me, like the cinematic trailer looked gorgeous. But it's been to me it's been the same game. Like even what Far Cry 4 to Far Cry 5 was, there was an article I remember or something like that, or one of them to the next one was the exact same map.
They're so similar.
Like it literally was the exact same map that they obviously ported over and then just changed the modeling engine. Detail. Yeah, so it's just,
and then also just the game, I guess, style. Like it's a beautiful map. It's cool. You can run around everything, but how many like mercenary campsites can I go destroy for a mission, right? Or you know what I mean? Like
it's been the same game, the same you know for the last however many years, you know. And I
think we're saying the same thing. Like it's a played out franchise with nothing that's bringing us.
We're asking for things that like they damn well know we want. Like here I am over here ranting about Splinter Cell. I got JoJo in the chat bringing up Fable. Like they better announce a fucking Fable too at the Xbox.
That would be
concert.
Great.
Like,
and not an on rails Connect one either. I want Fable. Not remember when they released that shit, like the on rails one, like I call it on rails, but yeah, it was like
Fable, a RTS kind of thing, right?
Yeah, like it was. I'm like, we don't want that. We want Fable. God damn it.
We want Left 4 Dead 3s. We want Half-Life 3s. We want like what do you like? I never asked for
I want the new Halo, bro.
Or, Halo, I'll take Halo. I know like there's people that don't like 343 Industries and Halo 4 and 5, but I don't give a shit. Halo was like a huge deal to me, and I will, not saying I'll love everyone, they'll be in tears, but I still will take them all and love them very dearly. What else? What other games? What other games are we begging for that they seem to not hear us, or they're just so low key on them?
I don't know. I like. There's been so many that I've talked about over time that it's just. I don't know. Yeah.
Well, anyways, they gave us Far Cry 6.
Yeah. So they gave us Far Cry 6. Yeah, and then we'll have 7.
And
then we'll
by
have.
the time I'm partner on Twitch, we'll have 12.
Yeah, exactly. You might actually be in Far Cry 12. Maybe that's what it is.
I might be the villain in Far Cry 12.
That might be how you make it, bro.
Yeah,
that might be. That's true.
You'll be the tattooed villain.
There you go. Exactly. So I kind of like escalated these a little bit, like kind of staggered them a little bit. So the next one, Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Of course, Descyple's going to be playing this. Of course.
Every fucking minute of it, baby.
One of the things is, and I've seen this. So release date November 17th. But it doesn't look, not that I'm going to be playing it on Xbox or PlayStation, so I could care less. I'm going to be playing it on PC. But the November 17th release date, from everything that I've seen, is not when it's coming out for the next gen systems.
No,
they don't have a release date
on that thing. I guarantee it.
As of right now, they've said like all the other things say.
Slip. Watch, this is gonna slip.
What do you mean it's gonna slip?
The release date.
I don't think it's gonna slip. Like PS5 did their presentation. Xbox has already analyzed and seen like what can we do to like make PlayStation pissed off and just drop the mic. We're gonna announce another Xbox that's not gonna have a disc drive and it's gonna be cheaper but still powerful. We're gonna announce the price. We're gonna announce a release date, and we're gonna show you some mother trucking Halo gameplay. And then
it's gonna be
walk off stage. And then PlayStation's gonna update their Amazon listing.
Yeah, exactly. They're gonna like update and be like, oh, okay.
It's gonna work.
But yeah, so I mean, that was one of the things. There's a couple other things to point out, but I thought that was interesting that as of right now, like the next gen systems, they don't have release dates for either of the next gen systems when they're coming out right now.
Because because like Cyberpunk's delay.
Well, I mean, like, but you look at Far Cry. Far Cry is the release date. Obviously, it's later. It's in February, but it's definitely released on all systems. Like, the date is already out there on all systems. So that's why it's like, okay, you know, obviously, like I said, it's later, but it's just something interesting to take note. It might be not released on the systems until later. Probably not. Realistically,
I think Valhalla will drop day one.
I feel like that also, but I just want to, you know.
I mean, because this is another Assassin's Creed, they've been kind of dragging these out too. Like, if it's on this new technology, like they need to present it day one like that. They cannot send out review copies for Xbox One and PlayStation 4 before 2 weeks before it comes out on the new consoles. Like they're gonna it's gonna be an option on old gen, but it's gonna release for new gen, and everybody's gonna play it day one on new gen to see its full potential, and that's what it's gonna be reviewed under. Like, it has to be. Like, I don't know, maybe not, I could be wrong, but I just think that would be the smart play. Like, you'd be literally downplaying your own experience of your game to like release a week later on next gen. You're gonna get reviews out on Xbox One and PS4. So
yeah, so we'll see. For those of you guys who have been under a rock for the past however long, Valhalla, pretty much you play through the Viking invasion of England. There's a couple of cool things from the actual storyline trailer and everything, the cinematic and gameplay trailer that they talked about that I took out of it is a little bit different than other Assassin's Creed games in that they kind of almost established more of a... Like, they have, like, a base building, but even just, like, your group. Like, you remember, like, Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, like, going back, like, it was your squad mentality. Like, it wasn't just your character. It was also all the other, like, NPCs and everything else around you as well. So you have, like, the crew focus, and you have an actual settlement that you're going to be upgrading and developing, and that will allow you to unlock new abilities and all that, or new upgrades. I will say this, I didn't watch
the gameplay on this. That's the one I didn't watch, actually.
Yeah, so that's why you have me. So you have the upgrades development you have for just the crew and yourself and the settlement, etc. So better armor, better weapons, all that kind of stuff. So it almost has kind of like an RPG element to it in that regard. Like, that's how it kind of ticked off in my head a little bit. Cool things, you could dual wield any weapons I saw, but that includes shields. There's a part in the gameplay trailer where they're like, yes, it includes shields. You can dual wield fucking shields. Two shields, just fucking beat people down with shields. And the other thing that I took away from it was huge fortress assaults, which were kind of cool. So like I said, with the kind of base builder thing, also as you progress through the game, and it reminded me kind of maybe better, maybe worse or whatever, but the Mordor, Shadow of War, Shadow of Mordor, those games, like where you had those parts of the game where you attacked, like, you know, did like a castle assault and that type of thing, and you had your characters that. This is also going to be in Assassin's Creed Valhalla, where you have actual, you know, pushing, you know, taking over a castle or keep with your Viking crew. Or, you know, all the people that you...
It's a raiding party that you're trying to take over a stronghold.
You know, bashing through the door with, you know, the giant wooden log thing and fucking catapults, all that kind of shit. So, all that kind of fun stuff. Those were my big takeaways from it.
Absolutely. It looks amazing, man. I absolutely drooled when I saw some of the gameplay. I'm very excited. This is going to be one of those games like Spider-Man that I'm just really into, and I'll probably try and 100% it, so...
Yeah,
Spider-Man, I'm definitely looking forward to.
Dude, that new Spider-Man looks awesome.
Dude, yeah,
we talked about Miles Morales finally getting his day on a freaking game.
Luckily, you know, the Spider-Man, it says it's only like 10 hours or something like that. It's not nearly as long as the original.
I'm disappointed. It better be $20 for something crazy.
I'm hoping it's cheaper.
I pay $50 for a 10-hour game.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'll wait for the Spider-Gwen. I'd rather play her.
Yeah. If you have to, you know, choose between one of the, I hope that it's discounted, because they have said it is a standalone game, but it's a lot shorter than the other Spider-Man. So in my mind, that means that it shouldn't cost as much as the other fucking Spider-Man. You know, that's how I'm reading it.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
But yeah, so Undercard, you didn't watch the gameplay thing, but of course,
I saw like a little tiny bit of it, but I didn't watch like the full demo.
Yeah. But Assassin's Creed, are you hyped for it, or is this a play?
I wouldn't say I'm hyped for it because I kind of lost my hype for Assassin's Creed a long time ago. Like it just became to repeat. Like a lot of it's literally borderline same Far Cry, but I will actually lean more towards Assassin's Creed because I've always liked Assassin's Creed more.
Well, it actually touches on history, so it gives
if you handed me both, I will always pick the Assassin's Creed over Far Cry, 100%. Yeah, but it's still like I just wish it didn't get to that point where I don't know. The problem is I'm so fixated on the first Assassin's Creed because I used to get the Xbox magazines and the demos, and like I remember when I first saw the pictures of Assassin's Creed, the first one, it was such a differently toned game that I was like, what is this? I was like, you're an assassin, but it's like way back when, and it's like all super gritty and like dark looking, and then you played it, and then it was like even more of a twist because it was like this time stuff, you know, and with the Animus and everything, and I was like, this is amazing. And then Assassin's Creed 2, like the whole Ezio series was amazing, and then I still tried to stick with it. I enjoyed seeing all the other stuff. Black Flag was really cool. I liked seeing it branch out, but I think it's gotten to the point now where I'm like, I don't know, I'm just kind of iffy. You know, I was at E3 when they did Odyssey, or not Odyssey, the Origins, the Egyptian one. Yeah, that one. And even when I saw that one at E3, I was like, it's really cool. I was like, I think it's cool that it's like in Egypt, and but I was like, but now I'm wondering if it's still the Assassin's Creed I remember. I mean, I understand it can be in this timeline. There can be these
it's all different. I think they've branched out because like the Ezio series, and I remember that also. Like they were great, but that's all the same reason why I stopped playing Assassin's Creed as well, is because it kind of just turned into the same, almost the same thing as like Far Cry. Like a lot of the Assassin's Creed, like Black Flag, I played a little bit. That was a little bit different. That was the best one of the recent. Anything after what, like 2 or Brotherhood, that was good. In my opinion, like the rest of it just became the same boring nonsense.
I think now it's like I just have to pick which time looks the coolest to me. So like I can see why Descyple's like hyped over this one, because this is like right up his alley, and it looks really cool. Honestly,
how many times can you spot our tattoos? Really cool. You know?
Yeah, Odyssey was pretty cool looking. I mean, I'm a pretty big fan of like, you know, Greek and you know, all that stuff. Like, but like, I don't know, it still is in that lane where I'm like, okay, it's just another wild thread into a story somewhere else, and I wish I stuck with it so I could see how this all worked out. But I wouldn't say I'm hyped. I'll definitely check it out. I would pick it any day over Far Cry 6.
I might, I don't know if I'm personally going to get it like right away. I do really want to play it, but this might be one of those, depending on what else comes out around it, it might be one of those I just go and hang out in Descyple stream, because I know he for sure is going to be playing it.
I ain't going to touch it.
Yeah. Like yeah.
That's the thing. I'm gonna be a lot of those games that I'm a little into.
Yeah.
I go and watch Kdog play them.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
like,
the thing. It's
Control.
like I care. I want to see the game. I want to play it, but at the same time, I don't know whether I want to spend $60 or I want to spend like that much time. I'd rather just go hang out and with D while he plays it. And this might be one of those games. Like, it looks really cool. I am excited for the Viking thing, of course. I'm invested in that as well. But you know, depending on, I know there's a couple other games around this time. Looking at you, Cyberpunk, that are gonna be.
I got Cyberpunk and Halo coming out.
You know, it's like
I feel like everyone's gonna be focused on making their junk like 2 feet long. That's like ever since they announced that about Cyberpunk, I feel like that's what
I'm going to be.
I was gonna make it as small as I could.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah, and I'm still gonna be a badass.
Personality.
Exactly. I'm gonna make it. You know, hashtag 3 inches matter and have it still be a badass.
The tiniest in the game, but I'm gonna be the most badass, like ruthless killer you've ever seen.
Well, you guys are the only 2 that have said that, because apparently everyone else just keeps talking about making their dong big or whatever.
Well,
I'm like,
see, that's boring.
Yeah, that's what everybody else is doing. No, I don't want to do that. I want that sex scene people to be watching this the stream and go, is that animated or not? I can't tell. You know, like fuck. Is it there?
The game in general, though, I'm just excited. I forgot that it was actually the same. The game looks amazing. I mean, Cyberpunk is going to be cool. It's gonna be hard to choose between the 2.
Yeah, because they're about around the same time, so it's one of those that, and it, you know, depends what else is around. This might be one of those that I play a little bit later, you know, that type of thing.
That's true. No, you won't. Get it while it's on sale during Christmas.
Cyberpunk or Assassin's Creed?
Assassin's Creed. Yeah. No, okay, Cyberpunk. Yeah, no, Cyberpunk is. Cyberpunk. That bitch has been pre-ordered for the past year. All right.
Yeah. No, Kdog's playing it when it comes to Game Pass.
Yeah. Next that they announced, the next big announcement that they had was the Hyperscape beta, or Hyperscape game itself, coming out into open beta. That's out right now, of course. We've all played it. I've talked about my impressions. Let's hear. What about Descyple? What do you think of the game? Well, here a little bit before I even do it. Premise for the game. I shouldn't do this, and then we could do the impressions. Actually, the story trailer that I have linked. If you guys haven't watched this, also you two, it's really hilarious because the story behind the Battle Royale, it's literally like we're playing Ready Player One. It's like somebody read Ready Player One and decided, oh, we can capitalize on this. It's like shot for shot. Ready Player One. Dystopian future. They create a hub for people to escape from and all that. And then, somebody starts, there's this contest that's a crown rush, and somebody, eventually somebody starts hacking it a little bit, and people start disappearing IRL, and things start going down with the big corporation. It's Ready Player One. That's what the storyline is. That's pretty much it. But BR, very fast-paced. We played it. Descyple, impressions so far?
Impressions, I think it's an enjoyable game. There's something wrong with the visuals. Like, I feel like the text is very pixelated, and I have a hard time making out certain objects. With some, graphically, they need to, get some better drivers that actually make the game perform for the video cards that we have, which are top of the line right now. But besides that, the game is a lot of fun. It's very fast paced. It really messes with me when it comes to how fast paced it is, going back to other games. But enjoyable, very enjoyable. I like the new crown aspect. I feel like they've really taken the next evolutionary leap of Battle Royale, and they've added components like the crown, like upgrading weapons. I really like the upgrading of weapons and the ammo. Resurrections I like that there's not like these points that you have to go to that are stationary.
Yeah, so for those guys that don't know, it's pretty much when you kill somebody, or when somebody dies, that becomes a resurrection point. You can't use your own teams, but if like another person in the BR has died, anywhere, from whether you kill them or whatever, that's where you can res your teammate. Until then, your teammates are ghosts, just kind of running around. They're able to scout. They can see, the enemy team can't see them, but you can see your teammates, and you can kind of run around and just provide intel, more or less, and they're just, they kind of have ghost mode inactive, but you can't go through walls or anything. But, they're translucent until they get revived. So it's kind of a cool aspect. You're not just sitting there watching your teammate for the next 5 minutes. I think this builds into the game being very streamer and stream focused, because even if the streamer dies, now they're not just sitting there watching their buddy play. They're still able to actually play and actually provide that content, and that's something that, it's cool, but I think that might be part of the reason why this game is very streamer focused. That might be one of the driving factors for that, because you figure nobody wants to, when that streamer dies first, there are a lot of big streamers that what happens is they'll leave the game. Like, if there's no way to get that person back up, that used to happen in Fortnite before they added like reses and things like that. You had a lot of these scenarios where if the big streamer dies and you're in a party with them, you just re-queue, because they're the ones, people are there watching their content. This now gets rid of that. Now that streamer, even if they're dead, is still able to provide content, even if it's running around, but they could, actually still be controlling a character even when dead.
Viewers can still vote on stuff for their other players that are still playing.
Correct. Yeah. So there's still interaction. There is still constant the whole match. Dead or alive, as long as the team is up, there is constant interaction. Undercard? Thoughts?
It's so fast paced that I was actually shaking when we switched to Valorant. Like we played like round after round after round after round, and then me and Kdog went right into ranked Valorant, which is probably a stupid idea. And literally that first 5 rounds, I tried mantling something, and 2, I actually felt like it was probably just in my eyes, but like it felt like it's almost like I don't know. It was almost like I was like playing a 240 hertz monitor, and then I went down to like a 60 hertz monitor. It felt like, and like my eyes were like tripping me out, and I wasn't playing right, and I actually felt shaky. Like that's how fast paced that game is. And if you play round after round after round after round, and then I guess switch to something slow paced like Valorant, you can tell it's like I physically could tell how fast-paced Hyperscape is. It is really fast-paced. Like even when people say it's fast-paced, I don't think they really even actually still give it credit of how fast-paced it really is. It's mind-numbingly fast-paced.
Yeah,
but I really think it's you were saying it's like this new battle royale. I think it's like a very like showman streamer battle royale. I think that's what it's going to be. It's going to have a ton of customization. I don't know about story and all that like Apex. I don't think it matters because it's like Quake and Apex, you know, you got that movement like Apex, and you got that arena shoot 'em up, jump around, and so many crazy angles with crazy weapons, Quake-like gameplay.
That's like I said. I've been calling it Unreal Tournament,
and
you
then
know.
And then the viewer interaction. It's just like a big arena show that everybody's watching, and we're the contenders essentially. Yeah. And we can make pretty good content doing that, and I think they're gonna bank on that, and it's going to be pretty popular, and it is fun. It's very fun. Takes a little learning curve, but yeah, I think it's going to be pretty popular, and it's going to have a lot going on with it, and it's going to get really boosted. I don't think it'll be competitive and like taken incredibly seriously. I think it'll just be a very hyped up showman viewer.
It's a fun streamer game, and that's that's their market that they're building it for. You know, so I agree that I don't think there will be a ranked mode, like, or if like, there is, there
could be
maybe down the road.
But I don't think it'll be right. I don't think it'll be in that market aimed at necessarily that much. I guarantee there will be like a ranked mode or some sort of mode where there's like sweaty people.
Imagine if they did have a ranked mode and only the streamer is ranked. All their guests are unranked, right? So it's only about the streamer, and so I mean. When I initially gave my review, I think it's a great game overall, and I just as playing it, but as a streamer, this thing is money. I mean, this.
As a streamer, this game is built for us as influencers. You know, this is designed around everything you want. You know, the chat interaction. Even if you're getting sweaty in the game, the Twitch interaction allows chat to still be doing stuff. If you're not able to pay attention to chat for that couple minutes, they're still doing low grav and trolling you because low grav is fucking toxic. And fuck each and every one of you guys. Actually, I do like low grav because now
it'll definitely be
I just sit there and snipe
stuff. But I just don't think it'll be like it'll hit that scene though.
See, but wait until you can put your stream logo on a design for a skin and people can buy that, right? And then give you a portion of that sale plus themselves.
Are we relating that to like ranked, or are we just saying in general?
In general.
Oh, I think in general, I think that absolutely will be a thing. I think that's why it's just gonna end up being
custom, like instead of clan tags, like
the clan tags, it's gonna be streamer focused. I mean that, and that's Kdog's right.
As it grows in popularity. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, like that's why there's so much customization. You got gun skins, heroes, melee weapons, pods,
Twitch pod, streamer pod, all that kind of stuff already.
They've already updated the overlay for Twitch, like to show things. Like it's just gonna continue to feed off that, grow, and eventually, when a streamer gets online to stream Hyperscape, it's like, welcome to the freaking Tron arena.
Yeah,
and everybody's hyped in chat, and we're all voting, and I'm gonna go and drop 40 bombs with headshots with this crate. You know what I mean? It's just like that. It's like this, something like that, and I think that'll be super cool, super popular.
Imagine like a Twitch integration that would say, hey, you get 5 headshots this round, or 10 minutes, it's a $10 donation.
Yeah, like being able to establish an actual like bounty system, which there are like those kind of systems now, but yeah, like actual cool. Build that into that extension. It's like, hey, challenges, that type of thing that you could put toward the streamer.
I mean, I don't have $10, but I would certainly bet it.
Yeah. God damn it.
For it. It's like,
I say, like, and then
that done, but he went for that fifth headshot.
and that's what the things that make are great about bounties and things like that is that okay, you essentially you'll donate if they do this, so then 10 people get in on that $5 bounty if you get 5 kills that game, you donate $5. That shit adds up. 10 people, that's $50.
That's huge, man. I mean, that could make my night.
Yeah. Descyple don't need much.
Yeah, no, shit. Yeah, I don't. Like I said, we were talking about this beforehand and like the differences and all that. And there's some people, you know, like we're talking about with the Twitch transition, all that are doing, you know, great, and some people not so much. And then there's like the balance, and I'm like, fucking my community, and like I know Descyple has a lot of the same people. Undercard's like 50-50. I think Descyple, because the nice thing about Twitch, in case you guys didn't realize, also if you look at your analytics, you can see like who you have viewers in common with, which is kind of cool.
And you see, you can see everything.
Yeah,
it's like 50%
so,
with Kdog.
Yeah.
It's like, you know.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just like all my viewers, we're fucking broke.
My analytics on Mixer.
Oh yeah, no, but this is like hardcore
like
analytics.
Actual integrated analytics.
This is a dream compared to Mixer.
Oh yeah,
they had zero analytics, zero help, and then Twitch is freaking amazing. They're like, oh, you want to know who clicked that button at the top
and why? Like,
here's, went live?
They clicked on it because they were looking for this tag that you tagged. Not even just that they viewed your stream from China. It's literally they found you because they searched not only Valorant but also Squads tag or something like, and then they watched for 22 minutes. You know, and it's like, it's intense. Wow. It's great.
It's almost like you know more than you should.
Yeah, it's like,
well, all right. No, honestly,
next time you see them, you're like, hey,
like, when do I
know everything about you.
Yeah.
What game do I start out playing? Because these things do make a difference on Twitch.
Yeah.
More so than on Mixer.
Oh, yeah. And that's why, you know, I'm going to start adjusting. But we're getting off track. But yeah, no, I agree pretty much with everything you guys have said. Personally, I think going back to, it is going to be, I think, a great game. Definitely one I'm going to add into my rotation, especially as it gets better. I have been having some issues with it. A couple things that I would say is, like I said, graphics, I agree. Some people have been like, oh, it looks great. It looks... I think people are saying it looks great because it looks futuristic and it's kind of cool and new. But really, if you look at the graphics in the game, they're not that great. It's just copy paste. Like everything besides the main areas is pretty much copy paste. It all looks the same. And they're just, the graphic settings that we talked about this last night when we played, there's a bunch of issues that I don't understand with why is the game theoretically trying to push like 300 frames when you have it set for 144, and then it's you could tell that it's jittering and everything, and there's no reason for, I don't know what card Undercard has, but like Descyple and I have the same top of the line card, the best you can get. Yeah, the best you can get right now, and it's still having issues like rendering, and it's not optimized well. It looks snazzy. I would love to see some more personalization in the areas that aren't the main named areas, because every building looks exactly the same. And I get that. Like, say with pub, like, I get that you're going to want to have a common setup for buildings. I get that. So that way, you know, there's not everything. But it's literally either you're outside, you're in one of the big named, the 4 or 5 big named areas, or you're in a stairwell. Every one of them is just pretty much just a straight stairwell up. There is no difference. Like all those other areas that aren't gold are all named, but they're all the same. Like they're literally just rotated. Like, so I would love to see a little bit more with that. There are a lot of glitches that luckily it's still in beta, but I don't see how they even got their way into beta. There's the respawn. Half the time I have to sit there trying to respawn for 7 minutes because it keeps canceling. There's a sniper glitch that's in, like it doesn't want to reload half the time. Like you have to full stop for it to want to reload. So there's things that I don't see how they've made it even this far into beta. And then also their network. Like, I mean, I've been having internet issues and I've been bitching about it, you know, to my internet, and it also went down and everything last night. But even if I'm having internet issues, you can tell that I go play Valorant. Like, obviously, this is the opposite of the spectrum. Riot servers are amazing, and I can play on those because they're fucking amazing. These servers, depending, I don't know what they are, but like I go into like solos, and I have a constant connection error, you know, little emblem on there, you know, and latency error. And also on the other side of that, I noticed that I have that in solos, but not in squads. So I think that they have more servers and better servers dedicated to squads than they do solos, which is kind of weird, but also I kind of get, because it's a game that's more geared for squads and the way that it's set up in streamer.
Or their solo servers aren't in the same location as the squad servers, therefore you're traveling to a different...
It's something, yeah, because I noticed constantly the solo server, it's definitely a different setup. I don't know exactly how. There could be a couple different reasons for it, but I definitely noticed I was getting an error constantly in solo squads.
Honestly, in Valorant, you've had some high-paying games that
I have. Yeah, my internet's been going to shit. Like, as I said, like, my internet is a lot of the cause, but I mean, it's definitely noticeable and apparent that, you know, there are issues on there, and if somebody, you know, that's when my internet is going bad, and I pay for really damn good internet. Imagine somebody with just average internet. You know, I'm dropping down to average internet, so I'm wondering how those other people are handling it. You know, that's all I say about that. But Hyperscape, a lot of fun, especially for streamers. If you're not playing it, watch it. It's a lot of fun. Also, if you are watching streams of it, if you are logged in and have your Ubisoft account and everything linked to your Twitch, you can even earn Battle Pass points while watching streams, which is something, once again, that's really cool, very streamer focused. So you don't even have to be playing. You could be hanging out with your favorite streamer and still earning Battle Pass experience. So it's very streamer focused. It's great. It's going to be a lot of fun. Looking forward to it in the future. Moving right along.
How about last closing statement? I would just say I would really like them to add a customs match so you can play with your community. Right? So if you build a community off this game, which is their goal, allow us to do a custom. Right? Allow us to do just my stream.
Well, hopefully that would be nice, you know, because you figure you have the custom matches in like PUBG and things like that. And I think honestly every BR really should have that capability. We don't see it in Apex still, but it would be nice if you're able to. I personally have been vouching for that in every BR that they use. Should it be having to have customs? This might be the next one that has it, because there are no other BRs besides PUBG that allow customs.
There's none other.
Maybe this is the next one that allows you to have that community day. Hopefully. Other big announcement, Watch Dogs Legion.
Looks interesting.
It's very quickly, 10/29 is the launch. Long story very short, it's anarchy in the UK. Pretty much. That's what the premise is, 110%. If you guys haven't played the Watch Dogs games, I enjoy them. There are definitely issues.
There are a lot of bugs in these.
There's a lot of bugs in them. That's the only thing. That being said, I did read an article even separate before this, last week or like 2 weeks ago, I think, about Watch Dogs Legion, because I kind of keep an eye, because they're a fun idea. It's just that there are a lot of bugs. So Watch Dogs was actually supposed to come out like, I think, January or something like that of this year, or like December of last year, but Ubisoft pushed like pretty much all of their stuff back. And so I was reading an article and talking, one of the developers, one of the main project leads, was saying that, you know, they were literally ready to ship, you know, and then so this gave them an extra 6 months of development to really flesh out characters and, you know, get rid of bugs and things like that. The cool thing that
they need to hire Descyple professionally, for a QA guy, and we'll get that shit handled.
There you go.
This is gonna be a giant fucking turd sandwich again. I can feel it.
Really? Well, I'm hoping it's not, because like there's some really cool potential. And so the main thing that they focus on is that you're going around as your character, but you're able to pretty much recruit anybody you see in the game that's not like, you know, an enemy, but even some of the other ones. But you're able to pick up a random construction worker and recruit them to your cause of, you know, overthrowing this military.
Everyone plays a part in the Legion.
Yeah, so that's the thing. So, and they really fleshed this out, and they said that it was in the game back in December, January, etc. But they were able to really develop like personalities and character traits into all these different characters that you could pick up. So now there's a lot more fleshed out, and this gave them like, you know, an extra 6 months of time to really build out, you know, like traits, like abilities, things like that you can really. And the gameplay trailer that it's in the Discord and all that, again, if you guys want to watch it, there's like I think it's like a 5 or 10 minute one that kind of goes through and shows you all the different, like a construction worker. If you want to choose him to kind of go and take on this mission, you're going to kind of play as this one construction worker you recruited. And he literally has like a construction drone that he can call in, but he's a melee. He's a blue collar guy doing his work that's going overthrow and just kind of beats people up with a giant wrench. Or if you want to go more sneaky, you could play, you know, recruit and play as like the drone chick that you found out in the streets of London, and she kind of uses her little drone to hack and go through things and be all sneaky like it. So and you could choose different people for every mission. So there's a lot of potential. I will say I agree with Descyple that these games have been very buggy. And I'm hoping these 6 months actually allowed them to get rid of that. Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
Agreed. Fingers crossed. I mean, because the problems I had were like it would do that intermittent saving. Like once you hit a checkpoint, it would wait. Like there was that time to where you could actually, if you were running, you could run into the next group, die while like mid save, so that way when you respawned, you were about to get headshot, right? So every time you spawn,
like auto,
and then you'd have to go back an hour to your previous save or
your actual save,
like right. And that shit would like things like that should not happen in modern day games.
Yep, agreed.
And then with 2, like there would be like these areas because you'd have to be very sneaky. It's more of a stealth game than an action game, right? So and to do these objectives and to sneak around, and it's like there were always these things like you couldn't fully go into a corner. You're like 3/4 of the way out, and it's stopping you. It's just like pathing bugs. It's like come the fuck on, man.
Yeah. And that's what I'm hoping that they're
basics.
Yeah, basic things that I'm hoping they were. And I agree that that's one of my biggest pet peeves is that when certain games in the modern era have these issues that should not be issues. Like how are these getting out of QA?
They get too ambitious, and then they,
they forget they're simple shit.
Forgetting, steps 1 through 3. They're on 7, 8, 9. It's like, bro, you fucked up way in the beginning.
It's like just worry about this right here. But that's like I'm hoping, and that's nothing you said. The stealth part of it, which I like playing my games stealthily. I love that aspect of them. But I think one of the cool things about Legion is that you're going to be able to play a little bit more compared to the last games, a little bit more in your face. If you choose, however you want to play the game. So
you're going to be able to build like RPGs where you can choose your play style.
Yeah.
They're trying to appease more people than just stealthers.
Yep.
So.
And so they made the storyline from what they've shown is that it's two warring factions. There was a terrorist attack on UK, and afterwards the UK government hired a private military firm to control and kind of keep everybody in line and help out. They're kind of taking over, and as you would expect in every storyline that we've ever seen where this happens. And then so it's that, and then you're kind of fighting back against them, as well as the huge criminal element, which is led by some old mother hen lady who's evil, just very stereotypical there as well, that uses the dark web to sell things. Ooh, like it's not exactly
it's revolution.
it's not exactly rewriting, we're not reinventing the wheel here, but it's potential, a lot of potential. I think I'm really hoping the extra time that they spent goes to good use. Simply put, Descyple, buy, not buy, play it.
I'm gonna buy it when it's on sale.
Okay. Undercard. Game Pass. I don't it might be one of those, and this is the thing. So you play, fun fact, guys, because this is what I did with Wildlands or whatever the fucking recent one was. I can never remember. But you go and you subscribe to the Uplay service, and you get, if it's included on that, that includes all their games that only cost like what, 10 or 15 bucks? Like 15, I think, for the unlimited. So $15 for all their games. Subscribe to that motherfucker, play the game, and then unsubscribe.
If you like it.
Yeah, see if you like it, then unsubscribe. Because I'm like, you have 4 months to play the game and figure out if you like it. Yeah. That's the way I look at it. That's what I did with the last thing, and I played it for like a week, and I'm like, yeah, I'm done.
That's what I do for Origin. Like, there's a whole bunch of games coming on Origin. I'm like, I could just get the monthly and just play all their games for the next month.
Yep, and then unsubscribe like from that motherfucker.
That's right.
Yep, and just save a lot of money.
The chances are, if I buy that game for $50, I'm gonna play it 3 times and never touch it again.
3 streams,
I get bored one day.
and you're gonna have to really dial back in.
Yeah.
So I agree. I'm in the same boat. I would love to. I'll probably end up getting it on a subscription service type of thing. So, but that's all Uplay stuff, obviously the press conference, you know, there was another big, a couple other things that they talked about, but those were like the big things that came out in it.
I'm gonna go grab some water.
No, you're not allowed.
I need to.
Okay,
it better
fine.
be vodka in that water.
So this week, well, not this week, last week I think it came out. Either way, recently announced. We'll just go with recently announced. Razer. It's funny, you know, I'll get into this in a little second. Razer is actually now, oh, let me turn over to my actual notes, actually coming out with their first 60% keyboard. So it's the Razer Huntsman Mini, so their Huntsman brand. 60% keyboard, $120. Yeah, yeah, we're going to get to that, Descyple, don't you worry. $120 for clicky keys, $130 for linear keys. First, and this, I did a little bit of research, and there's a little caveat. This is the first major, depending on how you think of major, Razer, Logitech, that kind of Corsair, that kind of branding. This is the first major of those peripheral companies that is making a 60% keyboard. And I did look into this, and from what I can see, it is true. I do not see any other mini keyboards out there. The only one that I see is HyperX did do a partnership with Ducky for a thing. So that's the closest they have, but they don't have like their own. So this is the first 60% keyboard. A lot of them have TKLs, but this is the first one. So I love mine, but see, like, I don't have a 60. I diverged a little bit. So Descyple has his, you know, Ducky. You know, here's, but I have the Ducky, the 1SF.
TKO.
No, this is not the TKL. This is the 1SF. So I just have.
Okay.
So
you have the key. You have the three keys.
All I have is
three.
essentially an extra row. There we go. So he has his, which is just mine's kind of like a mix between a TKL and a mini. So this is like a 65, you could say. Or something. So I have delete, page up, page down, and I have arrow keys on mine, which I think is the best thing, because I don't like a TKL, really. I think the exercise, like, I don't need majority of that stuff. I think this Ducky 1SF is the perfect balance. You still have your arrow keys and delete, like those are made page up, page down. I don't care about, but the arrow keys and the delete are.
Yeah, this is a 60 right here.
Yeah, that's a 60.
This is their direct competitor. They're going out there because they saw the Ducky was making a name for themselves based upon this design, which is the most minimalistic design that you have for a full-size keyboard.
And so it's very straightforward. Obviously, Ducky, very well known for their, more than anything else, it just comes down to just the quality. Ducky is,
they're hand built.
Yeah, they're hand built. It's not off the line, and that's one of the things I was going to come out with Corsair. It's like, what, for $120? I worry about people like I think Charlie is one of those that loves an Undercard. I think she really likes Razer. I think it's like,
I'm not a huge fan of Razer.
I'm not a huge fan of Razer, but I feel like there's a lot of people that might just buy this because it's Razer, and they're getting a jump on the big peripherals for sure. But how is that really, for $120, how is it really going to compare to an actual hand-built Ducky?
I feel like it's not.
And that's what I grill. Like,
that's going to die. The LEDs in that are going to die within a year of constant use. Like, there's just so many things about, I feel, but you never know.
Yeah. It could be great, but I mean, there's a lot of like these bigger peripheral companies where, you know, they last for their 90-day warranty, and that might be it. They may not last like a year. And in response to like different keys, because it's like different editions of the keyboards, like they come with keys.
So I mean, here's right here. This is a Logitech linear, you know, TKL. This is like $139 goddamn keyboard. Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, and I don't know. So $130, like same thing.
Is that the wireless one?
Yeah.
The Logitech.
I have a wired one.
Yeah, this is it connects to two PCs.
Oh, that's a new one. Yeah.
That's a brand new one. Yeah.
I want it.
Yeah, it's snazzy.
I just pushed that one button right there, and it connects to the Bluetooth or through the Lightning. It's an amazing keyboard.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I don't like it as much as the Ducky. The Ducky is a better keyboard.
Yeah. And that's the thing when it comes down to, like, I'm just thinking, like, I love my Corsairs that I've had, you know, the K90, the K95, the K70 and all that. But like, my Ducky is fucking amazing. Like, it just really is. It feels great. And I have the same keys, the same mechanical switches on my K70 as I do on my Ducky. I have the speed keys, same one. But let me tell you, the Ducky just feels fucking great. And just the way the LEDs are, all independent LEDs. Just everything about the construction. And the thing with this, like, you know, this is obviously hitting the mainstream, and it's one of those scenarios where we're almost like, you know, sounding hipsterish, where it's just like, oh, well, that's just mainstream. You know, these people are going to be conforming to getting a 60 because it's, you know, mainstream now. But like, if you're going to spend that kind of money on a 60%, like, just go get a Ducky. I mean, and pros aren't bad either, but it's, and honestly, like, I don't like True 60. I will say the True 60, I did have a standard 60 Ducky, and I returned it and got this one. Because I missed having arrow keys. So I was looking at
the arrow key is amazing when it comes to, you know, chat, when it comes to doing, you know, just anything when it comes to video editing. Hello, those freaking arrow keys are money.
Yeah, so you don't have to hit function or anything like that.
Function L to go right is absolute bullshit. Okay. Yeah.
So the one SF that I have, just adding that an extra inch on the keyboard, not even. You know, to give me arrow keys and delete is fucking great. And it's the same construction, same hand built, and I fucking love it.
It looks like it's only two rows larger.
It's not even, like, it's barely even that. Like, it has one extra row of keys.
Barely.
Yeah, it's like one and a half. You know, like, that's all it is.
That's 1 inch. That's 1 inch bigger.
Yeah. So,
that's nothing.
Yeah, so, and that's what I said. So it's still a mini. It's still, and, you know, I still have a lot of room to do what, you know, all my mousing around and all that. Undercard, what do you run keyboard wise?
I got the G815 Logitech.
And that's a TKL also, right?
No, so it's the larger one. So that, like, before that TKL came out, it was like you get the wired 915 or the wireless 915. Or the 815, which is wired, so I have the wired one. But I like it. I think I like most about it is the aesthetic of it. I like how it's like that metal finish. It's thin. I like a lot of Logitech's newer stuff. I have this mouse. Love this. I have the mouse pad that charges it. I don't know. I had a Razer and I had a Razer mouse, and I was gonna stick with Razer, and I still would in some case, but I don't know. I just kind of was like, you know what? I was like, I'm going to try out some Logitech stuff. I started with the mouse, dug the mouse, got the mouse pad just for quality of life. And then I got the keyboard because I definitely needed a new keyboard because I got sick of having the clicky ones that I had on the Razer that I had. These are the linear ones. And then like after I got this keyboard, that TKL dropped. And I was like, damn it.
Yeah.
So, but now, you know, I am getting ready to transition to a dual PC setup, and I really would like to get that TKL, but I'd have to figure out what to do to
sell yours, or do a big giveaway. Like, say, like, once we hit 300 subs, baby, we're gonna do this giveaway. I'm gonna sign the top of it, baby.
Yeah, that's true. No, so I mean, yeah, I've been digging Logitech stuff, but I'm always open to anything. I've changed.
Duckies, I'm telling you, Duckies #1. But if you want that dual PC setup for one keyboard, you can't beat that 915.
Yeah, like I said, I'll look into it. I'm always open to asking people what they've used and things like that. I like the Logitech aesthetic a lot, but I'm always open to trying things.
That Ducky's sexy, bro.
It's so nice.
It's color pattern, like the things that you can do. You can customize each key to do different. I mean,
that's pretty cool.
It's money.
You could do as much or as little as you want, and be as snazzy as you want with a Ducky keyboard. And it's like I said, it is built to last. It is not an off the production line. Like, just the feel of it is.
And I think it's a 1-year warranty off the top. You know, and they'll replace everything. I think you can get an extended warranty for them, but I didn't do that. It's only $126.
Yeah, that's it's the same price. That's would I, if I didn't know about Ducky, would I maybe get this from Razer? Probably not. just because I would rather have the Logitech. I'm more of a fan of like the Logitech products, and I would go with like the TKL and Razer personally. Besides that one Xbox controller that they have, all Razer products that I've ever dealt with have been, yeah, nonsense.
I mean, but here's the thing, like us being in this industry, that is directly pushed towards us, right? This Logitech that's sitting in front of me isn't. They don't push this. Like there's nothing out there saying that, hey streamers, this connects to 2 PCs, blah blah blah. This was a direct referral from another person that does a lot of research. Like if it wasn't for tech nerds, you know, we wouldn't know about these things. So I mean, chances are we would buy that one up on that screen. I mean, if you walked into any Best Buy, any Walmart, anywhere that you can buy,
those aren't there.
A peripheral for streamers, you're gonna pick that one up.
And that's the thing. When I said this is
one, I get the black one.
Yeah.
But
and that's the other side of it. Like I said, they are the first major peripheral where you will be able to find this in your Best Buy and all that. You won't have to special order this online or, you know, actually know what you're looking for ahead of time. You can actually just be like, hey, I'm looking for a keyboard, and walk into Best Buy, Walmart, etc., and this will be on the shelf. You know.
Yeah, I mean, people always on Mixer, people, man, I went to Best Buy, man, I got these super nice Razer Goliath headsets. I'm like, those are trash.
But it costs just as much as, you know, whatever.
Like, man, they were like $130. I'm like, so 20 more bucks, you could have got a nice set of Astros. I'm like,
yeah,
come on
like
now.
real headsets, you know.
Yeah,
something like that.
I mean, and those actually aren't that bad of headsets. I mean, I'm giving them kind of a hard time, but they're not. The longevity wise, I've never had a Razer product last longer than a year. And that's my experience. That's keyboard, that's mice, that's controllers, that's headsets, that's microphones. They've all died on me.
Yep, I agree. Like, I'm not a huge Razer person, but it's interesting to think also how CompUSA even still a thing. They went out like 10 years ago, right? Like, wait, CompUSA, yeah, they're long gone, right? They're long gone. I didn't know there was like one random one out there somewhere in the world. Pretty sure I remember that. I had a buddy who worked for them in high school. Anyways, I'm curious, with Razer being the first one, how long until Logitech releases a 60 now? That's going to be the next thing. You know, how long until they come out with their 60? You know.
I mean, it's probably ready right now. It's probably about marketing at this point. They're like, okay, when are we going to drop it? Who are we going to get? You know, what big streamer are we going to get to sign?
You know, because you have your big streamers.
Like,
you have Shroud, you have Stone Mountain, all have Logitech.
Any of these launches, you know, Lupo's going to come out there. Look at my Logitech, baby.
Yeah, because they're all sponsored by Logitech.
Johnson on it.
Dude, I just want a Logitech sponsorship. One, because I use a lot of their stuff. Two, with their partnership with Herman Miller. I want a Herman Miller chair so bad. So bad. I really like that.
When you hit 500 subs in a month, you can have your Herman Miller.
Yeah, exactly. I just want it so bad. But they have a partner. Like, they might.
You have your stand-up desk. You have your fancy
That's my
dude.
next. Yeah, that's my next thing, is the Herman Miller chair.
500 subs. Put it as a goal.
And that one's not leather, so I won't have to worry about KCat, you know, using it as a scratching post, you know, as much. I'll just put this one in the corner and she can climb on it, or I'll put it like right behind me and she can climb on it. Anyways, did I cover everything? Razer, yes. 60 keyboard. I think. Is there anything else to say on the topic before we move along? Yes, no, maybe so.
Nope, I'm good.
Good. All right. Undercard. Anything else? Nope. He's talking to people. Cool. Awesome. I just see you over there talking. After that, upcoming games next week. In the next week, not next week, but tomorrow. Oh wait. I skipped. Wait, hold on. Did it get reversed? Oh, it might be. Okay, we'll talk about that afterwards, I guess. Whatever. We'll go off of the order that the images are in. Tomorrow, Ghost of Tsushima comes out. I'm getting it. I curious when I can start playing it. Like, can I start playing it tonight? When does it actually like release for me to play? I haven't turned on my PS4 to like actually like see if it's downloaded and all that yet. So I'll do that after the stream tonight. But I was thinking about that. I'm like, man, Wednesday going into Thursday. I wonder if I could do it like after the stream, but or like after the web show, but I'm like, nah, I'll hang out with the guys before I do it. But I'm fucking excited. We've talked about this a lot. I'm doing my samurai theater. I already know I'm doing all black and white. Like, I just want to do it that way because I think it'll be really cool. I'm going to do the webcam and everything black and white. The whole kit and caboodle is going to be old school samurai theater. You're getting it as well, though, right, Undercard? I think I saw.
Yeah, I'm gonna get it. Yeah. I was gonna wait, but I think I'm just gonna do it because I want to play it. And if it comes out tomorrow, I just would rather start it right out the gate. And so yeah, I'm gonna check it out for sure. I saw the reviews too, so that solidified it a little more for me too. It seems like all really good reviews. I mean, not a perfect game, but then again, I don't think it's really easy to get a perfect game these days.
Yeah,
it's a reviewer that does that normally. So
and I agree. It's one of those things. It's hard. It's hard to be different in this day and age, and you got to keep that in mind. Even though we talked about Far Cry being the same thing over and over, but that's also because they've made 6 games and are just making the same game over. This is a new game. Like, if some of the aspects are similar to other games, we'll see how it actually plays out. That was one of the negative things I read. But this is a brand new IP, brand new game, so they're going to draw elements from other games. So there might be similarities, yeah. So it's just how hard or soft it feels like other games. We'll see. That was the one negative I saw, is that, you know, people are like, well, you've probably played this game before, just not with this skin. So we'll see. I'm super fucking excited for it. I don't think Descyple is, so we can just ignore that. But yeah, I know we talked about it when he was on the show with him and all that a while back when we were last looking at the videos. I think from like a month and a half ago when they released more. Where are my notes? Oh, that was it. But yeah, it's, for those of you guys that know, it's samurai goodness. And you have the balance between actually fighting as a samurai or going the more like sneaky, dishonorable route of being the ghost character and kind of taking people out dishonorably and subterfuge and not fighting as a samurai, and the balancing thereof, and then also like the emotions kind of associated with that of, okay, do I feel, you know, the mental anguish of being dishonorable, etc., etc. Descyple, are you gonna play Ghost of Tsushima, or are you just gonna hang out and watch it?
I'm gonna watch you.
All right.
We'll play this damn game.
All right, that's why I figured. I was assuming.
I don't have $60 to play 4 hours of this to be disappointed to just watch you anyways.
Hey, I've paid $60 to be disappointed a couple times in my life, so I mean, it's okay. Normally it's about an hour of disappointment for me, but you know. But yeah, I'm excited for it. I have been, but that's one of the things. Like, if you're not 100% sold on it, watch me or Undercard. Right there. You want black and white? Watch me. Undercard's gonna get it as well. He's getting it.
Okay, I'll come watch Undercard too. I'll be like, bro, Kdog did way better in this area.
This area, Kdog got through it no problem. What the fuck is going on?
He didn't die 3 times. I'm like, you're supposed to dodge right there.
I'm excited to play it. I mean, I've been playing so much shoot 'em up. Like, I need to like.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I'm looking forward to like these kinds of things, and that's what they do. We talk about the Twitch switch and everything else. Like, I want those different things besides just the normal VR and all that multiplayer, etc. bullshit. So that comes out tomorrow. Also Friday, I think it's Friday, Paper Mario also getting this Origami King. I don't know if you guys have any excitement for this, but I'm fucking excited.
Why are you excited for this game,
because I don't know, it looks fun. It has like RPG elements and everything. Like, I don't know, it looks fun. It just looks like mindless. There's gonna be some jokes, and there's like actual the fact that it has like RPG elements and everything in it, even that little bit, like you have like battles that you could recruit like different people, that like puzzles in the fights. Like, am I saying that it's gonna be like the best game ever? No, but everything that I've seen for it has gotten me a little more excited, if that makes sense. Like, I was just kind of like, okay, it's a Paper Mario game. Like, I had no, but from doing this web show, even like I keep seeing like these videos for it and like gameplay and talks about it, and I'm just like, I'm actually kind of a little excited for this game, you know? And I'm just kind of.
There is a huge community behind games like this. Yeah. Like, I mean, people don't even have to be involved. They just like to watch you. And they just like to watch you play Paper Mario. And like, okay, I get it. I mean, I don't know.
This one's a little bit different, like I said, because it has, rather than just like the story thing, it actually has like the battling elements, and you actually like almost like a little Final Fantasy where you have like a group that you're going around with, like other characters in your squad. That's the thing. Like there's like a little RPG, like you have companions that when you go into fights and shit like that, they're turn-based puzzle fights. Like there's little things about this game that I'm just like, I'm just intrigued enough to be excited. Like it may kind of suck, but I'm like, this might actually be kind of fun, you know? So that'll be next week for me. I've talked a little bit about it before. I don't even know if Undercard has a Switch. Do you have a Switch? You have the light. You have the light. Yeah, that's right. Because when we played Animal Crossing,
that's a Switch.
Yeah.
Who cares? I mean,
yeah. I just couldn't. I was not remembering right away. What was I about to say besides that?
You can't even plug a Switch Lite into a HDMI to capture, though, can you?
No, that's why I've never streamed anything with it. It sucks, but honestly, like I like it because it kind of feels like takes me back when I had my DS and Game Boys and stuff like that. So sometimes when you're just chilling or laying in bed, you play it. But streaming it, I mean,
that means you can come play with us when we're streaming. But if we want to do like a big, thing, you're not streaming it.
I've already gotten over the, where I don't think I could stream that content.
Really, dude? Mario Kart, like Kay and I, we streamed that.
Oh no, I would stream it. I just know I can't, so I've already solved the pill that I'm just like, it's not gonna happen. So I just, I would if I could, for sure.
Boba's over here just trying to throw in the nostalgia into chat. What if you rent it first from Blockbuster or Hollywood Video? Motherfucker.
First, Blockbuster's a scam. I always go to Hollywood.
Blockbuster's a scam.
Dude, it's so tiny little thing. I actually like noticed this on my Facebook, my personal Facebook feed a little bit ago. Somebody said something about like Blockbuster, and Descyple, you'll probably remember, you're same age group as me. Undercard, you're a little younger, but probably happened to you too. Like when you were in elementary school and we had to like write a report or something on a movie, like I had to remember, I don't know if it happened to anybody else, I was supposed to write a report on Sound of Music. The whole class was. Mind you, okay, we're all in this area. I don't understand, like when you think about things that we had to deal with. So the Blockbuster, the local Blockbuster at that time, this was also before there was one on every block, so you had to like go a little further. But the local Blockbuster had 2 copies maybe of Sound of Music that everybody in that school was having to rent to figure out, and like parents, and then like if you weren't able to ever get a copy of this movie, like you were shit out of luck for doing your assignment, because even though you went to the video store every day, there's 100 other kids. You didn't have
that shit on Laserdisc like I did? Man.
But there's like 100 other kids also trying to rent this, and I was just like, how were we expected to, like, what part of like, just like I was just thinking about like issues that I had to deal with, like growing up, that kids nowadays will never have to deal with, because like there were some reports that I failed because I went every day, and like my mom went like every day to the video store to try and get a copy so I could watch it, but I never was able to because there's 100 other little bastards trying to get their copy of it too. 8-track tapes.
Laserdisc was the shit, hands down. We had to flip it over, right? Mid song. It was great,
dude. It was worse than that. Like I got really hooked on stuff with my grandfather when I was like growing up, and like literally I had an 8-track player, like actual like different songs, everything on an 8-track player.
Oh yeah.
And it was just there was no rewinding or fast forwarding. You just kept playing, and this was before my time. You just kept playing. There was, and then you just flip it over. You want to listen to that song again? Too fucking bad. Keep fucking playing.
Right.
The good old days.
I had a mini disc player too.
But yeah, I don't understand. Like I was just digress. Since you mentioned Blockbuster in chat, I just had to bring that up. I wanted to know that I wasn't alone in that regard. Like somebody else, like I was making sure that wasn't just my elementary school that dealt with that.
We had it on Laserdisc for real. Like, so it wasn't a big deal for me.
I was just saying, like in general, like I was like that was like the one that I remember failing because I couldn't actually get. There were other ones that I was able to. I just remember that one.
We for real, we had a huge collection of laser discs, man. Like
You went to the fancy school then, all right? Like.
No, that was my house. My dad was a software engineer, so he made money back then. Oh. So he's like, we're doing a laser disc collection. Fuck those VHSs.
Well, if I had known, I would have hung out at your place.
The beta players.
Oh yeah, I had a beta player, yeah, but I had nothing for it. Yeah. Yeah,
I used to record my Thundercats on that beta. It was high quality shit.
Dude, Thundercats on. Undercard, did you ever experience anything like this in your younger days?
I mean, probably. I just can't remember.
It was so long ago, wasn't it?
I don't even know. Like even if I do remember it, it seems like
you blocked it out.
Fantasy life where I didn't have responsibility or worry in my soul.
Nap time was great.
Yeah. I just wanted to go outside and eat a snack.
Dude, I never understood why nap time wasn't a thing as we got older. Like, fuck, like those little bastards. Yeah, you know, the teachers needed nap time.
Now, and back then I got pissed when like somebody was watching me.
High school, yeah, that was study hall. Study hall was nap time. Like, fucking A.
Oh, I slept a ton in school.
Dude, no, my study hall teacher, she'd slap the shit.
I know, that was the thing. Like, that's what it should have been. Yeah.
Got me sleeping.
I hated that. Yeah, I had one of those too. Like, one year I had a study hall teacher that would just get upset. I'm like, bitch, I work 40 hours a week.
With my finger in my eyes. Like, fall asleep like this. Like, and she'd look at me, my eyes would be open, but I'd be asleep.
Yeah.
I figured it out.
Cracking the code. Anyways, moving right along. The other big game coming out this week also is Microsoft's Flight Simulator, which I don't think any of us really are like huge flight simulator people that are going to be playing it.
Flight Simulator.
But like, I've never like seen you play it. Like, I love them too. Like, I remember growing up. I know we've talked.
I haven't played it in probably 15 years.
Maybe that's that's the better way of putting this. Like, I remember playing it too. Like, we talked about like, I remember. So this is coming out this week. This is something that I think we've talked about once before, but there's a lot of really cool things that a lot of people are excited about, even not simulator buffs, about this game. Besides the peripherals, everything else. The biggest awesome thing about this simulator is that it integrates the Bing and Google satellite images into the simulator. So not only are you just like flying around, it's not flying over an area that a developer like designed, like a map area. Like you're flying over New York.
It's
like like you are flying over, if you're like flying over this area, you are flying over, you know, New York, you're flying over, you know, Ohio, wherever you choose. It is actual satellite images and everything integrated into this game. And like, you could literally fly over your house and see it. Like, and it's really fucking cool.
You could see, like, I mean,
you can't see, like, you out there going like this, motherfucker. Like, but, you know, yeah, you could see, it's like, oh, hey, that's where my house is.
That's that lake that's 3 miles away from my house.
Yeah. I mean, like, there's some areas that are a little bit, I mean, you could be like, oh, yeah, and, like, it's actual, you know, satellite imagery incorporated into this game. So, I mean, I'm not going to pick it up, but it's something.
So I'll say I was looking at the flight simulator sticks.
The stick that's incorporated with it is...
I was begging my stream to help me buy this flight simulator stick. It's $500, right? And it's for that game.
Is it the one? I didn't know how much it was. The one that's incorporated with the game. It's a solid looking. Yeah, if you have the link, like, send it. I'll switch over, because like I remember seeing it when I was like looking at stuff. But yeah, I did the same thing. I was like, man, that looks kind of sexy. Like, it's because, I mean, the thing is, like, you don't realize, like, and one of the things, you're in this cockpit of this plane or whatever, like this flight stick, and that's literally how planes are. They don't have, like, yokes and all that in the commercial planes and in this plane that you're flying. So it's literally just the joystick, and then they have keyboards in front of them. You know, that's what it is. Where'd you send it?
Yeah, it's on Amazon.
Oh, okay.
So right now, I will say, so this is on Amazon. This is the best deal it's been in the last 3 weeks. It's only $483. It's been on third parties for almost $800.
Oh, this one's different. You're looking at a like hardcore, like one. These are like really intensive. This is like a really intensive one.
Dude, this thing is amazing. It's actual metal, right? So this is the Thrustmaster. What is it? The HOTUS Warthog. Thing is legit. So it's all metal. Man, this thing, bro, it's got everything.
So here, let me see if I can see really quick. If I pull up, let me see. So there's actually one. This is like a different one. There's one that actually is paired with the game though. That is designed off of. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. Peripheral almost for the game.
I mean, we could do a dono goal, man. I mean, you could do like 40 on it. You know what I'm saying?
I just put a little something to it. Flight simulator. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. So this one's a little bit. Hold on, let me see if I can find it.
That game definitely supports that. By the way, for that Warthog.
Oh yeah, no, 100%. So there's one, the actual Thrustmaster. So this is a different one, but it's Thrustmaster also. But it's the Thrustmaster TCA Side Stick Airbus Edition. So this is the one that's actually it's a replica of the stick used to fly the Airbus A320, and this one's $70. It's just a flight stick yoke.
Yeah, but look at it. Like, just look at it. It looks like cheap ass trash.
I know, like it's more so, but I mean that could be also. It's supposedly designed right after. That's the Microsoft one. I mean, if you look at the pictures and all that of what the A320 whatever looks like, it looks like that's all it is in there. But yeah,
I want that to play Squadron. Star Wars.
Oh yeah, Squadron. Yeah, that's we're talking about that. That's gonna be.
That's gonna be my flight simulator.
Yeah, yeah. Dude, Squadron is gonna be a lot of fun. But we talk about that. I might have to get. I probably won't get a flight stick for that. I don't know. Maybe we'll see. But definitely not a $500 fucking one, because I will only ever use it for that one game. Can I rent that flight stick from somebody for like 3 days? Like somebody around me that has it? Like, let me just borrow the flight stick for like 3 days? Like, shit, I don't want to pay $500 for this and never use it. I'd be putting that bitch like right here on the fucking mantle with my drinks for y'all to see in the background for $500 while I play every other game that doesn't use it. Fucking A. Just being honest, for $500, that bitch is.
Dude,
getting,
right,
I'd be using.
Right about that. You're right. You might as well like put a freaking just a shrine.
Yeah, exactly. Fuck.
The background.
Dude, I'd be making those YouTube videos figuring out how to play Valorant with a fucking flight stick. I'd be using that, like move back and forward and shit like that.
That's a good
like,
YouTube video.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. Like if I paid $500 for that bitch, there's your content, Descyple. Figure out how to use that shit for FPSs. Like fucking and just fucking.
I'm gonna go buy one of those floor pianos and figure out how to play Valorant.
Yeah, fuck it. Now that's what I would do if I paid $500 for that, because you got the throttle. So forward, there has to be a way to like sidestep. You should be able to integrate that, and you have everything you need right there. Just fucking fire, click. There's got to be a way. That's YouTube content right there. Anyways. That's not tangent. You weren't even here for tangents earlier, Warlock, all right? That's actually talking kind of on topic.
That was almost on topic versus the stuff we were at earlier. So. Yeah,
so that was mostly on topic there. That's just actually providing content. But yeah, no, so I won't be getting it, but I've watched a lot of videos, or not a lot, but I've watched a couple videos of Flight Simulator, and might check out a couple people if they're playing it. But if you have any interest in any of that, pick it up. I think that's really cool, and this actually could lead to a lot of cool things in the future, just with the technology of them incorporating, this satellite imagery and that into the game, and actually being able to interact with it somewhat, rather than just having like graphically, developer designed levels and areas. That being said, moving right along. Button, work. There we go. One of the other things, of course, Amazon. We've talked about how they had Crucible, their game development company. We played that. I enjoyed it, but that has also been pushed back. Like, I think I don't know if they've officially called it like a beta now. That needs some work. This new world was supposed to be coming out on August 25th. That now also has been getting pushed back. They were reaching out to a lot of their alpha and original beta testers and listening to feedback from them. There's actually a whole statement that the developers released saying that they were listening to their community and they just wanted to pretty much put their best foot forward, is what they were saying. That they didn't feel like there was, from the feedback, enough content mid-game and in-game wise, especially for an MMO. So they were pushing back to kind of add a little bit more shine, a little bit more content for it when it officially dropped. Hopefully, that's the thing. I was actually kind of pleasantly intrigued by this. I'm not upset if they're saying that ahead of time. I've always said I'd rather a game take this type of step than release something half-assed and me hate it, because I'm never going to touch it again. You may fix it once I play it and it's like, oh well, we're gonna fix it, and 3 months later it's a much better game. I already am like, I'm not in the mood for it, you know, that kind of thing. I've already dealt with this game and it wasn't there, so I'd rather a developer do this and say, hey, we're pushing it back. But now it's spring 2021. So yeah,
God, that's a pushback.
Yeah, yeah, that's a six month pushback.
Yeah.
They're working on things. So the game's already there. They said that they're just working on more mid and end game content is their main focus. So I mean, that's if the core of the game is there, that could be a good thing. If you know that's their main focus is that aspect of it. You know, if they, you know, that could be a good thing. You know, because especially for an MMO. Like, we had that with Anthem. Imagine if Anthem had pushed back for 6 months and said, hey, we're going to focus on our actual in-game content.
We might have played it.
We might have, yeah, exactly. So that's what I think of when I read this.
Yeah, you're right. You're right about that. I mean, yeah. And that's the thing about software. And, you know, because I've played the QA, the support role a lot. It's like you only have one reputation when it comes to a title, or it comes to an app or a server service or whatever it is. It's like, so once you release and it's a big pile of shit, it's like there's no coming back from that. You know, you need to figure out your faults. You need to do, you know, closed betas. You need to do, you know, pre-alpha releases to really figure out if your target customer, if it's right on, like if your product is meeting those needs that you set out to meet.
Right.
So I mean, I'm glad to see game developers doing this.
Yeah. I mean,
because it's really hard to go to your investors, these people you owe a lot of money to, and to say, sorry, we fucked up. It's going to be 6+ more months.
Yeah, this you're not going to get your investment back. You know, just kind of own up,
it's at least another 6 months delay. It was probably a 2 to 3 year turnaround anyway. So I mean, you've just extended it more, and there's going to be further delays, and they know that, but. It's a really hard thing for companies to do, and it should be applauded. Yeah. And, you know, hopefully people stick it out and wait.
Yeah, I agree. And that's what I read from it, too. I know we're both MMO people, like Undercard. I don't know if you have any opinions on this. I don't know if you were, like, looking forward to it or on it at all.
I dig MMOs. I just don't play them these days. Like, if I was to jump into one right now, I would jump into Elder Scrolls Online.
That's kind of the one that I've said that recently as well. You know, it's like if I were to jump into one right now, it'd be Elder Scrolls. This one, I was
Elder Scrolls
hesitantly. Because I played WoW a bunch.
Elder Scrolls lore. I love everything about it. Like, if I'm going to jump into a world that's one, MMO, two is just like grindy, dungeon raid, all that. Like, I have to like love like the lore, like everything I'm reading, the characters, the locale, like all that stuff. Like, I have to like feel like I'm enjoying an area that I know so well that I'm obsessed with. Like, I love Tamriel, like all that. Like, WoW, I mean, I had nothing against it. I mean, if someone played WoW back then and they've been part of that journey, then they're probably obsessed with that lore of WoW. I don't know a damn thing about WoW, and if I was to jump in tomorrow, it's like, not saying I couldn't and start to enjoy it, but I'm just not gonna know it, and I'm not gonna like love it like I do passionately. Like when I played Morrowind, I spent so much time playing that game, exploring the game like it was a world for me to explore, you know. So to play an MMO and be grindy,
you fell in love with the world, and that's why.
Yeah, like I've read even like you know, like Elder Scrolls lore books, you know, like things like that. So if I was to jump into an MMO, I'm gonna be doing MMO stuff. But at least
committing all those hours, you know.
Yeah, there's gonna be stuff in there that I'm like already obsessed with, you know what I mean? Like, so it's kind of like that. Like, like I said, I don't think I wouldn't like WoW. I don't know what the pandas are. You know what I mean?
I mean,
like, no one knows what those fucking pandas are. Don't worry about
Nobody knows. It doesn't matter.
And me, I'm like 50-50. Like, you know, I agree. Like, if I were to jump back in, I would go with Elder Scrolls somewhat because of what Undercard said. It's like 50-50 that. I'm not as invested in Elder Scrolls lore.
Like all the mythology with Elder Scrolls, right?
There's a lot
like
of
the
lore.
Whole entire. I mean, it's not like Skyrim where it's, you know, it's just, yeah, like Elder Scrolls Online, I think, has just a huge amount of everything Tamriel, and they really do their research when it comes to like the quests and missions and.
My dad plays the crap out of it, so
that's like I think that's good. And then the other side of it is, I've played WoW quite a few times in my day, and it's great. Don't get me wrong, WoW is absolutely amazing. You know, at the end of the day, I still don't think that there's an MMO that has beaten WoW. Like, there's still nothing that will compare to it.
Even without playing it, I think WoW is actually still superior.
Yeah, I still don't think that there's anything that's going to compare to it. That being said,
$14 a month plus all of the expansions.
I just don't see myself really ever diving back into it. Like, I've been there multiple times. I know it at the core premise. It's amazing. If I'm gonna dive back into an MMO, it's gonna be something different. That's kind of how I feel about it. Why I would do that one as well.
It's not something different. It's just I have to surround myself with something I already know well of. Like if all three of us tomorrow start playing, I'll be like, yeah, I'm making an Argonian. I'll be like, oh, did you know Argonians in the Black Marsh? You know, do this. Like, and this is stuff I know just from playing Morrowind all the way up to Skyrim and Oblivion and reading books. And just knowing Elder Scrolls shit on the side because I'm obsessed with Elder Scrolls.
Yeah.
So playing an MMO and diving into that grind, it would complement my satisfaction of knowledge as well. You know, so it's like diving into WoW though. I'm sure I'd get addicted. I'm sure I'd play it and I'd be like, you know what I mean. But I'd still be learning everything straight out the gate, brand new about that entire universe. You know, and we would all be sucked in the second we had enough to start doing raids.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like,
I think raids in any game would just be fun.
Yeah, WoW
it is fucking addicting. And like once you take down those bosses, you learn mechanics.
WoW is the reason I don't like Destiny. Well, like I can attribute it always back to WoW because
I understand that.
Everybody's like, oh, Destiny's an RPG, it's an MMO, and I'm like, no, it's fucking not.
It's an easy one though.
It's a console version.
And I get the loot. It's like that's not how WoW works.
Yeah, I'm like I'm spoiled by WoW.
You could kill that fucking boss every day for the next 365 days and not get your piece of loot.
Like I just had somebody in my chat say, I think Elder Scrolls is lackluster to WoW, which I think, and she might still type and say something, but I think it's because I do think WoW, as far as an MMO, is superior as a game as an MMO. But like I said, for someone like me who's never been in the market of judging an MMO, regardless, Elder Scrolls would do just fine for me for what it is.
And I think that's kind of what you said. Same thing. It's not. I think we all just agreed a second ago that WoW, at the end of the day, is king. You know, that's where I don't think any of us are disputing that. You know.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen WoW since I was even growing up, and I couldn't play it, you know what I mean? So I already know it's a superior MMO. Like, but for someone like me,
it's World of Warcraft. In case any noobs out there don't know what WoW means.
Yeah, we actually never said World of Warcraft at all. Yeah, it's like we've never actually said World of Warcraft. That's a good distinction. Thank you. Like I just said, I was like, oh yeah, we're talking about World of Warcraft if you've been living under a rock in the last 15 years. Actually, more than that. How long has WoW been out? God, I'm getting old.
I mean, even when 15-ish years came out, like I knew what they were trying to do. I was like, oh, they're just trying to take Elder Scrolls lore as a skin and slap it on a baby WoW, basically. And I knew that. But the thing is for someone who's never been a veteran of a WoW game or MMO game, sorry, like it would be okay for me to introduce myself.
Honestly,
maybe into that.
I've said this before. If somebody comes in, like I think the newer generations to MMOs will have it better playing Elder Scrolls and a lot of these other things, because if you're in the generation, which luckily I wasn't exactly, but a lot in my generation was, where their first MMO was WoW, and so they were tainted. Yeah, I was an EverQuest person, but so many people were tainted, and not in the bad way, but just WoW was just so amazing and still has set the bar to this day of how amazing it is. in the MMO industry. So now everything else has to compete with that in your mind. Whereas if you're even a couple years removed and you jumped in, even 2-3 years later, you jumped in with, say, Guild Wars was your first one, or then like Star Wars. You know, whenever, I can't remember timeline-wise when Galaxies came out, but then the Old Republic. And, like, if you didn't, I think if you don't jump in with WoW, you'll appreciate all other MMOs a lot more, as opposed to if you jumped in and just learned WoW, and you're like, oh my god, MMOs are amazing, and then nothing else will ever stack up. It's like you eat the best meal you've ever had, and the first time you ever eat out is you go to French Laundry and you fucking eat dinner there, and then after that everything just tastes like shit because you go to Applebee's and you're just like, you know.
And then saying that, so World of Warcraft is the best MMO. However, the best storyline MMO that actually speaks to you and makes you feel like you're the center of the goddamn universe, Knights of the Old Republic.
The Old Republic was great.
KOTOR.
Well, KOTOR was the standalone. The Old Republic was the MMO. Yeah.
The Old Republic.
Yeah, the Old Republic. Yeah, I remember playing that. Yeah, KOTOR was the single player. Yeah, the Old Republic was fucking amazing.
The Old Republic, like every single mission, it's like oh, it puts like, it wasn't like, you know, like Final Fantasy where it's like, oh, Cloud. Oh wait, your name's not Cloud. Your name's Descyple. Yeah. Like it just puts your name in there. Like this really
Tor was like amazing. Yeah, the cinematics, like everything about it, Tor.
Every single thing about it, and like
I would jump back into Tor over WoW.
Me and Kdog could play the exact same character, go through the exact same missions, and we would have different outcomes and different quests coming after that.
Yeah,
because they had the evil side, they had the good side. You could be good, but then more evil, or more evil but be more good, and it's like there were weapon sets and armor that went towards that faction and how well you treated others. Your companions.
I would argue, so like, I haven't played Elder Scrolls, but I would argue just from like what I feel like Elder Scrolls 1 I want to play, but if I were to jump back into one, and I think I've said this to you, Descyple, also, if I were to jump back into one, the Old Republic is one that I've played already, that I would jump into that more headfirst than I would ever WoW. Yeah. Now, I would like to try Elder Scrolls.
Great fun PvP. I mean, it has a lot of things. I just don't know why it never took.
Yeah, I would argue that that's like second. You know, like, but also I haven't played a lot of others. But I mean, better than Guild Wars, better than, you know, a lot of other ones. But yeah, I've heard a lot of good things about Guild Wars. But
Guild Wars is terrible, by the way.
Yeah, I was just using it as an example of something that came out around the time of like WoW did. It was like within a year or two.
Guild Wars was an absolute joke. Like I was a pre-beta founder, blah 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 edition crap. That game sucked. Like, I won every single PvP encounter that I came through on that, and I was like, how am I winning? Like, it just didn't make sense.
It was, I had a girlfriend in high school who was obsessed with it. I'm like, can we go play WoW? Like, please.
Please.
But anyways, but yeah, no. So New World is pushed back. So that being said, it was pushed back. But if you're like myself, and you had actually signed up for the beta initially, which I think I was in. I don't know if I never got like an actual official acceptance to or whatever, but if you had even signed up before the 9th, which it's past now, sorry guys, but this is like finding out afterwards, but if you had signed up for the beta at all for New World before the 9th, you are going to get a first-hand look and participate in the first-hand look. They don't know how long it's going to last, but they're going to give you a live client of the game for where the state that it's at on the actual release day. So if you have it pre-ordered or anything else, on the actual original release day, August 25th, they're giving you access to the current client at that point. They didn't say how long it's going to last, but I think that's kind of a cool thing from the developer to be like, hey, we're taking a step back to do this, but if you are invested, we appreciate the fact that you wanted to be in the beta, that you've pre-ordered. Here's something to hold you over. Here's when it was supposed to be out. Here, we're going to let you get hands-on with the game client when it was supposed to launch. And like we said before, like you said, Descyple, developers just admitting that, hey, we fucked up, but taking steps around it. I think this is another thing that more developers should do. It's like, because they fucked up, but they're still saying to the backers and the people who pre-ordered, etc., don't cancel your pre-order. We still are bringing you content. We're still doing this. We know you wanted to play this on the 25th. We're still going to give you something to play on the 25th. We just want to give the final product what it deserves. And I respect that 110%.
Yeah, that's honorable. That's nice. I like it.
Yeah, I wish more companies would do that. Like, and that type of thing, that development team, like, yeah, this is the Amazon development team right now, but them just doing that, like, that gives me more respect for them and makes me want to look at other games that they're going to play. Like, they already are taking a lot of effort and putting a lot of effort into Crucible, which I enjoyed. I really loved. It had issues, but they're taking the steps to, they pulled that back, and they're fixing a lot of the things in Crucible, you know? So,
which is good, because that's a good game.
It was a lot of fun. It just needed help. It probably needed the extra 6 months that maybe New World needed, you know? And hopefully, you know, from what I've seen, and constantly on Reddit, on a lot of these different forums, Crucible is still having that interaction and getting those things fixed. So hopefully, you know, this seems like it could be a good developer step. You know, I'm more and more getting more respect for this team coming out of the Amazon. You know, it's published by them, but these teams coming out of their company, you know.
Yeah. It just shows that they have a really good management team. Like, they're, you know, it's coming, it starts from above, you know, these decisions, and it rolls downhill, but it's like, it just shows that they have great leadership. So.
Somebody who is listening to the, you know, not only the community, but also probably those QA testers or the software engineers that are like, hey, we need more time, as opposed to just being that boss who says, well, just wrap it up and we gotta send it out, you know, that kind of thing. They're just listening to not only the community, but probably their employees. I'm sure that a lot of their, you know, people on their team were saying the same thing. So it speaks volumes, you know. In this day and age, we have so many EAs out there. It's nice to see steps that aren't just trying to screw us all over and giving us shitty games.
Yeah.
You know.
Agreed.
Lastly, Undercard's favorite weapon skin bundle is out.
Thing is way too expensive.
Is out in Valorant. I'm pretty sure I see Charlie over there in Undercard's hat. I'm pretty sure she not only has it, I'm pretty sure she has, I don't know what tier, all leveled up. But
does she really?
I know she has the bundle, the pack. I don't know. I think she has the blue skins. I can't remember. But for those of you guys that haven't seen, the Ultra Edition of the new skins for Valorant, the new skin bundle, $99 for this pack for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 gun skins that don't change until you level them up. But all said and $99 for these dragon skins in Valorant. Somebody did.
Is that what you were mentioning about Charlie?
Yeah, that's what I was trying to wonder. Yeah. So
sorry, I was talking. Charlie accidentally timed somebody out in my chat.
Yeah, I was keeping up.
Yeah, I was watching.
So $99 for this skin pack comes out all said and done. If you level all of them up all the way with the other add-on points, it's like $230 to level everything up.
It is insane. It's a lot.
It's a lot of fucking money. Like, I mean, it's cool that they're like interactive skins.
I think for the game that it is, it's too expensive. There's other games that I would like. I'd probably pay some pretty dirty prices for things, but I just feel like right now at the state Valorant's at and the amount of time it's been out,
absolutely
you can't be asking for. Yeah, you can't be asking for that kind of money.
I agree.
Like, I just want to support you, but like
no,
you know,
man.
All three of us would have bought it if it was like $30, right?
50. Give me the $50. Yeah.
$55 worth of their bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They can suck a big old fat one.
I think it's cool that it's interactive and all that. And see, the thing is, I think that they're going off of pricing models and all that, especially from CS:GO, and trying to figure out with interactive. The problem is, and I don't see them ever really going and branching in this direction, but the CS:GO model until recently also had those websites and things like that, and also you have skin trading and things like that. So you had a way to get unique skins and also trade unique skins and sell unique skins and all that that drives up prices for the rarity of certain skins. right now, everybody can buy this. Like, there is no...
Yeah,
like uniqueness, demand,
they just know
like
the hype that they dropped with the game, and they knew people were gonna buy it.
This is the Fortnite money grab.
Yeah, this is yeah. Ooh, cool.
Let's go out there and get a license.
The gun looks like a dragon.
You're gonna see a fucking Wolverine claw come out of the next one. Here comes Marvel.
Yeah.
I mean, this is some absolute bullshit.
Hopefully they're listening though, and we'll see whatever's next. You know
I don't get how this is $99. Like, and then like I said, when it's all said and done, it's over $200 to level up every gun all the way with the Radianite. If you don't have any, whatever.
You can level it up by playing, can't you?
Well, if you have the battle pass, you get Radianite. Yeah, the Radiant or whatever, you get free Radiant, which I have a bunch. But I'm just saying, if you just bought it all straight out. If you just bought it all straight out, it's over $200 just to buy it and level it up.
Just to buy it all at $200. But let's just say if you were to grind it out, and I don't think you can actually grind all that. I mean, you'd have to.
No, you still have to. You still have to pay for some stuff. I don't know how much it would be.
Pay $50, $60.
Yeah, you're still looking at 150 bucks probably.
150, 160 bucks at minimum to level these things up to max. Now that's the problem.
Yeah. That's
like I could say if like, you know, you bought the pack for 50 and, you know, maybe 100, 110. I mean, that feels on pace with Apex.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, that's to say, and I agree. Like
as one of the most expensive games out there. I mean, even compared to Fortnite.
Yeah,
Fortnite, they don't sell a skin over, what is it, $10?
Yeah.
Unless like it comes with everything, like
and that's the thing, like
skin,
so
weapons,
they
like
base these prices off of the other packs. Like you look at the purple whatever pack during beta, or even the pack when it launched.
I mean, even now it's expensive.
It was $50, and that's the thing. Like, so it was $50, and though that was already too expensive, so they're basing their pricing model off of people bought that at $50, and those weren't interactive skins. So now they double the price for interactive skins. And it's
I think it's the wrong move.
And there's actually another tier above these ones that they're gonna show off to.
Fuck that shit.
I'll
pick it up off of somebody's body when I kill them in the game. Thank you very much.
Yeah, apparently there's another skin set that's going to be even more.
Yeah, because these are ultra. I guess these are called ultra.
Dude,
so I'm assuming they're going to be called epic.
Pulling down their pants and fucking you in the ass.
Oh, dude,
with no
like,
lube.
Dude,
because
if I have to pay more than $100 for a skin, I better buy that skin, and that motherfucker better guarantee me a one-hit kill. Like, that's when it becomes pay to win. Because if I'm spending more than $100 on a goddamn skin for 5, so you're
very interested to see what these.
You're paying $20 per skin right now for 4 guns and a knife. We're just averaging out 5 things, $20 per skin. If I'm paying more than that,
here's a little bit more salt in the wound on these skins. Like, these skins are dope, and I'm very tempted to get them because
they're cool.
But I was watching Tim the Tabman the other day, and he didn't even know about them. So someone in his chat was like, "Did you see the new skins in Valorant?" And he's like, "What? No." And he watched the trailer, and he's like, "That's so fucking sick." He's like, "That's dope." He's like, "Let's get him." And then his chat was like, "They're $100," and he's like, "What?" He's like, "All right." He's like,
money.
Yeah, I know, but he's like funny about it, and he's like, "What's my top dono today?" And then like for the next like 2 hours he got, you know, a shit ton of donations, and so he went and bought them, and he's still being sarcastic about it, but while he was playing though, he's like here's one thing that he's like, I'm actually being serious about. He's like, why the hell can I change the color variation of the knife to any of the color variations of the guns? He's like, at least do that for me for $100.
Yeah, exactly. Like the knife can only be just the knife, or like the knife with flames around it, but it's still the original. Whereas all the other ones you could level it up and get the blue skin, the whatever,
purple or whatever. Yeah, like if you could do the knife to that too, please at least just add that little bit to it also to try and sweeten the deal.
Little things. Oh, instead of just free with the pack. So supposedly I think the knife is free with the pack, which doesn't sweeten it for me. Supposedly you're paying $100 for 4 gun skins and you get the knife free plus the stamp and everything. So that just makes it worse in my fucking mind.
Like, and I can't change the variation of the knife. I mean, it's cool that I get the flames on it, but let me change it to the black and purple flame or whatever, you know, to match my gun. Like, I don't know. There's just something so stupid and little. Not that it even if, let's say they even did do that, it's still expensive as shit. But at least let me change the damn color of the knife, like at least to make it a little more unique. You know, just that tiny little bit of code,
just a little
whatever,
bit,
you know,
a little bit.
Is whatever.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think that it's cool, like the animations, everything else. I think that they are getting way too greedy with the money. It's that's a lot of fucking money, man. And that's not even COVID Kdog talking. That's in general. That's even before. That's when I was making a lot more money and I wasn't on unemployment. That's when I was making buku dollars and could fucking buy shit. That's still like, why the fuck am I paying for this again? Like, because it doesn't, like, yeah, it looks cool, but I can take, I've picked up a lot of fucking dragon vandals off of dead bodies and they shoot just as well or as badly as my stock one.
I do enjoy taking other people's skins.
Oh yeah, I love when I kill somebody and then I use their gun to just kill them again the next round.
One guy I was playing with, he says he can't stand when he sees his teammate has the skins and they're doing the reload animation, even though I know for a fact the reload animation timing is exactly spot on the same. But the fact that it's all animated, he says that when he sees a teammate reloading weird and they die, it pisses him off because he thinks they're just trying to see the cool reload animation.
Or the, yeah, because it's like cool thing because it like looks at the reload, like the dragon turns around and looks at you and stuff. Like, it's cool, it's animated, don't get me wrong. And I get that they spent extra time on it. But that is, sorry, no.
It's a lot, and they better listen. I'm sure they'll say something at some point because there's too many damn people saying something about it. And if they want like the support that they could get, imagine if the skin pack was $30, like all three of us would have bought it. Well,
all of their skin packs should be,
well, maybe.
Right. And I'm not saying 50% off.
That price, all three of us would have got it instead of like maybe me just getting it because I'm such a fucking fanboy for Valorant.
Yeah.
And, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's kind of like you're preaching to the choir here. Like, and I bought, like, I had a hard time, but I mean, if this, okay, so what would you? I'll tell you what, I have my number. What would you guys pay for this pack?
At the most 50.
30.
And that's at most
30.
But I mean, I think 30 would be like the number that I would like to see for me to just like instant cop day one, and I wouldn't mind seeing other people do it too to support the game.
Yeah,
but
at the
50
same time,
is the
though,
most I would pay.
Someone donates for me to buy it. It doesn't matter how much it costs.
Oh yeah, no, somebody like that's what happened during beta.
You can spend in a lot of other games too. For I mean, even in like Apex and things 110%.
Like that. Like,
I'm just saying 50 would be my max, and I would still be like hesitant. I'd be like,
and that's kind of like my thing. I think 50.
100, I'm like, damn it. I'm like, I want these so bad, but I just can't do it.
Yeah, like 50. I think for me personally, right now, I would agree that I think 50 for me is good because they are very anime. They are that, and then
30
the other.
Instant. I would have done.
Yeah, 30, 100%. I think 30 should be the other skin packs, like the ones that we got before, just the cool recolor things.
Overpriced too. So
yeah,
I mean,
well, those were 50.
Should have been 10.
Well, that's
should have been 30.
Well, I'm just saying for the pack as a whole. Like, I'm not saying for the individual. So each gun, but you're looking at this, each gun is $20. Like, I'm saying for the whole pack of the other ones for 5 skins with a knife, that's 30. I could justify that. That's $6 a skin. Okay.
I mean, Call of Duty, their weapon packs, they're all 1,500 coins. That's $20.
Yeah. But I mean, how many are you getting in that?
6.
Okay. So,
I mean, I guess there's some 3 ones. There's some 3 packs. You're right.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think. Like, I was just trying to gauge. I don't know, so that's why I'm asking. Like, to me, I think $30 would be okay for the other packs, and I think these rare animated snazzy ones, $50, okay. I could see where this would maybe be worth $50. Maybe. I could make an argument for it. Is kind of, I think, what I'm going towards.
In Apex, like their big events, like they charge, it's like $150 if you get the 10% with EA or whatever to get everything. Yeah. But you get 24 items.
Right.
Well, I mean, that's also with other.
It's a lot more items, but a lot of those items are so cookie cutter too, though.
Well, also like this.
But so I mean, if you look at just the ones you actually like and that you'll use and equip, let's say
almost equals the same.
Yeah.
8. Yeah. So I mean, then you're right.
And it's almost like you're just there for the heirloom, essentially.
Yeah, and like this is, you get like a stamp and something else, or 1 or 2, 3 other things with this pack. We're just talking about melee. I think it comes with like 8 things technically, but it comes with like a spray and a little weapon dongle and that.
Still, even over Apex, the other problem is the fact that they do have animations and colors, but that costs money too. That's a huge issue. Here,
and that's the thing. Not only do you buy this,
let me have all the options.
Yeah, yeah. exactly. That's fine. Include everything. If I'm paying $100, I should be able to choose all that. I shouldn't have to then spend more money, almost $50, $230 to level it all up and pick whatever animation and shit I want. I'm paying that $100. I want that execution. I want that. I should not have to then buy more to get that shit. Like, so that's the other side of it.
I think it will be interesting to see the next couple skin packs, and I don't know.
I don't think they see it because I think there's too many goddamn fanboys.
Too many people that are buying it. Every match I see it.
Sure, but I think they also. But I mean, you got bigger influencers too speaking out though, and if they want to keep them showing their game and playing their game,
but they bought it because they have communities that are paying for it, so they still bought it.
Right, but they will still tell their communities not to spend their money on it. They know they can. Like Tim Tatman spends his money because he knows he has that money, that moment for that dono, but he's still not going to preach to anybody else to spend the money.
Yeah,
and that's important for Valorant. You know what I mean? Like they need influencers to endorse their game and to be excited about things like skins in the game. And if me, you, or Kdog were bigger influencers, we go, we don't think it's worth it. You shouldn't spend your money on this unless
and here's what comes the problem is because now that you have it, they want to be like you, and they're going to buy it anyways.
And that's true. So it's a double-edged sword.
It really is, because you could say, don't buy it, don't buy it, don't buy it, but hey, you're their favorite streamer.
They want to
have it, and guess what? They're probably going to buy it, even though you say no, it's not worth it.
I just think if enough people say something, you know, I just think, I don't know. Like I said, all three of us would have copped it if it was a different price, and I feel like that should be more important to them because we love playing the game and we want to represent the game and shit. We don't mind supporting the game when they drop something cool like dragon skins for us all to rock. Yeah. But all three of us right now are not rocking them and not supporting that game. We still like to play the game, but we're not going to support it with that.
Yeah, I like to support the game, but not. I've played, and I use Smite as an example all the time, because Smite is based off of skins. Like, that's how they make their money at this point. Like, let's be honest. And I still play for time, but that was my money maker for a while. That's when I started streaming. I still have not spent, I mean, I'll round it up. Let's say I've spent probably in 3 to 4 years of playing Smite, I've maybe spent $400 on that game.
Spent $180 on Smite.
And that's in 4 years, I'm okay with that. That's a lot of money, but that's 4 years. Well, I've played it off and on for 4 years.
So I'm gonna go buy those dragons.
But it's like I use that as an example.
Probably has 3,000 hours on Smite.
Yeah, like I've played a lot of hours of that game, and I can justify that amount of money.
Yes, but you break that money down. It's cents on the hour.
Easy, yeah, exactly. For how much time I've spent. Valorant, I have put in a lot of hours, but I have not yet put in that hours where I can justify this. If I had and Smite has these kinds of skins, and that's the thing. Like, they definitely have skins and packs that they're paying for money, not necessarily this exorbitant, but there are things like that. But me personally, like, my budget or how much I'm willing to spend, that shows you I'll spend. You give me the time, I'll spend the money, but I'm not going to spend thousands of dollars. Like, I know people who have spent easily $5,000 on Smite.
Oh yeah,
easily. Sure. And they've said that, but and it's just
that's some people's content is their skins.
Yeah, and but I'm not even streamers though, like personal people that love the fucking game and spend and do that.
Really? Ooh.
Yeah.
And you're gonna have streams where people go, I want to see you rocking these skins. I'm gonna donate to you.
When I played Smite, that was one of the great. I got gifted so many skins when I was streaming Smite. Yeah, like I literally, like, that's how I got my Godzilla skin. Like, my main was Scylla. That Godzilla skin is amazing. I had a viewer gift it to me because they were like, here, we want you to have this skin. Because I said that I liked it, you know, that I thought it was awesome, but I wasn't going to buy it because you could only get it out of a chest, a random roll, $5 a roll. Fuck that shit. Right. With 20 other things as a possibility. I'm spending $100 just to have a chance to get the skin. They were like, oh, here. And they got it. However they got it, and they gifted the skin to me. You know, and so that does happen on the streamer side of it. But going back, I have spent $400 in 4 years on Smite. If I get to 4 years on Valorant, maybe I'll drop $100 on a skin pack like this. But they're asking me to level this up all the way, $230. That's half of what I've spent in Smite in 4 years. In a couple months. Like, yes, I want to support the game, and I can arguably easily justify supporting the game, when I spend money on skins.
If you really want, you could buy one of the skins individually for like $25,
yeah,
which is still.
But still.
So. It's ridiculous. It absolutely is. Like I said, I hope I'm not holding my breath, obviously, but I hope at some point they say something where they're like, look, we heard you, we understand, you know, and I doubt it'll be like some insane decrease, but I hope they're just a little more realistic to where their bigger audience goes, fine, that's a little better, we'll support it and get those. But if we see another skin pack come out in 2 weeks, that's fucking who knows what, and it's
and that's the thing, and that's like, all I'm thinking of is if they do have an ultra pack or something above it.
Reddit. We gotta coordinate.
Oh, dude, it's all over Reddit. Don't you worry. I'm subscribed to that Valorant Reddit, and it is full of people bitching about it.
Oh yeah.
Don't you worry. It's all over that motherfucker. Well, that is... I mean, we're all on the same page. So, I mean, I don't even need to recap that. We just all talked about it. That is the official last topic of the evening.
Sweet.
I don't think I have anything. Let me check Discord just in case. Webshow, nobody posted anything in the Q&A, so there we go. Guys, don't forget, though, if you do want to watch those trailers and all that, I do have them linked in the Discord for you guys to check out. There, all the ones that we were talking about tonight, all the cinematic trailer goodness and all that. I don't know, anything else you guys want to talk about as we're kind of closing up our first Twitch episode?
Welcome to Twitch.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. I think everything timers, I gotta fix undercard socials, and I gotta fix one button on that, but I think everything else overall worked because I was keeping an eye. The timers seemed to be going off.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you want, just use my about on my Twitch channel.
Yeah,
just click those.
Yeah, I will. Before the next time I have you on, I'll update it.
It should all be updated by now.
Yeah, I thought it was good. I actually like less topics, so that way there's not such a rush. I like, you know, the tangents are fun. We should probably just embrace them.
Yeah, I try to embrace them. It's just, luckily, you know, it just depends on the week, how many topics and all that. I try to do less topics, but I also try to like balance it out, you know. But it also is, I think it's a little different because the three of us, as opposed to
So when you're
having a guest,
the dynamic changes.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like us, it's different. We could sit here and bullshit and talk about whatever. Like the guests, like maybe add in a couple different things, like, you know, the random stuff.
Maybe you should do like every other week. Like do the fun one with the bullshit and still do news, but more, you know, tangent stuff, and then maybe do your guest one that's has those specific topics, you know.
Yeah. Oh, maybe we'll see as we develop it over here on Twitch. The only thing, like, I'm not really worried about, hesitant about, one of the things like why I was holding this off a little bit is somewhat because, like, bringing this over, like, it was nice on Mixer because nobody else was really doing this on Mixer. You know, there wasn't a news web show thing on Mixer, really, besides like the main, like, Microsoft, their thing.
Yeah,
but
I
nobody.
Mean, there were some things, but there were, you know,
like, yeah, not really like as much. Whereas, like, now coming over to Twitch, there's 70,000 other people doing this, so it's like, you know, trying to find my, you know, make sure that my corner, my niche on it is secure. As opposed to all the others.
You'll probably have to, you know, change it up a little bit, figure out where you want to go.
Yep. So,
you know?
And luckily it's a little different. Like, the nice thing is also, like, one of the reasons I did it from the get-go is I'm not just, you know, like, we're not just sitting here in a Discord call on even the video side of it, you know. Simple little things like that are different than majority of the web shows that are hosted. You know, a lot of people just fucking screen cap their Discord and fucking it's just 4 webcams on the goddamn screen, and that just drives me fucking nuts. But that's just me. I can't stand that shit. It's like, just do something with it. Like, it drives me nuts. I don't know. Anyways, that's just me personally. Anyways, I haven't seen anything even on, like, your chat side of it there, Undercard.
No,
but
I've just been having a little, like, kind of off-topic conversations here and there.
I've seen Charlie timing people out and other shit.
I figured out how to untime people.
Oh, there you go. There you go. are you doing?
Actually, just typing a slash in your chat really tells you a lot. the moment you put a slash in your chat, you go,
yeah.
Oh.
It gives you a whole bunch of options.
Yeah, there's actually a lot. Like...
Love me. Nope. Okay, bye. Fine. I wanted her to say hi to stream, but she was not having it. She just woke up. Oh, anyways. If there's not anything else, we'll go around and do like we normally do, closing remarks and where we can find everybody. So we'll start with the top of this evening, who said he was a bottom earlier this evening, but he's on top tonight.
On bottom, man. It's just what it is.
Undercard, where can everybody find you, and any closing remarks?
I changed my handles, so Twitter is Undercard TV, Instagram is Undercard TV, YouTube is Undercard TV, and the other ones you can find them if you need to.
You can find him here and that. Any other closing remarks on anything we talked about?
I think just Twitch is home now, and we're just gonna do what we already were doing, just at a different level.
Bringing it over.
And we're over it, you know.
Yeah.
We're done.
Moving on.
Shedding tears.
Yep.
Ready to play some games, hang out, and grind.
Yep. Awesome. I like it.
Yeah.
Descyple, closing remarks, and where can everybody find you?
Well, everyone can find me at twitch.tv, Descyple, YouTube /Descyple. Nothing's really changed here. Same thing, Twitter /Descyple. It's really good. Okay, Siri.
Siri wants to know where they can find you. Also.
That happens to me all the time, dude.
If you want to
on your watch?
you can find. Yeah, that was my watch.
I don't wear mine as much anymore, so it just happens on my phone because I have like a wireless charger right here. And it goes
that was terrible. Bad timing, Siri. Get out of here. Closing remarks. Twitch is our new home. I'm happy to be here. Thank you, everyone. Come play marbles with me. You know.
He's loving that marbles life.
We'll lube your hairy balls in my stream. Exclamation point play to get your ball on my screen. You know, lots of balls, lots of holes. Come have fun.
Amen.
Nice. I like it. I think everything's the same for me. Nothing has changed except for Facebook did change. It is now because I will be streaming probably at least once a week on Facebook. With the partnership transferring over there, I'm gonna take advantage of that. So since I don't have a partnership locking me in over here, I figure I may as well. So that is just KdogAfterDark there as well. Otherwise, everything else is still the same. KdogAfterDark Gaming across. Some of that may be changing in the future. Maybe. Let you know, guys, when all that happens. But that being said, that is officially it. I'm going to end the recording. And we'll go play something, yada yada. And this will be up on YouTube now forever in the interwebs after this evening. So you guys have a great rest of your evening. Thank you guys for hanging out. And for the first web show on Twitch, it was greatly appreciated you guys being here. And we'll catch you guys next week, which, if all goes according to plan, is going to be Dragon Queen is the guest. I don't know who the co-host is going to be yet, though. So we'll see. But yeah, I'll catch you guys next week, guys. Later.